weeks ago against San Francisco.
I think he was a little nervous, hanging on to the ball a little bit. He's got a strong right arm. He's got to get the running game going right now. Here's the lineup.
And the running backs and receivers. Green gets the start today. Harris, Bruce, Kinnison, and Troy Drayton, your backs and receivers. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for Tony Banks and the St. Louis Rams. Banks with a single setback. Harold Green. And the play fake. Banks on the rollout. Has a man open. That's Isaac Bruce, and Bruce gets pushed out of bounds at the 31-yard line. 1st down.
Very interesting. Short pass for Banks. Get him out of the blocks early.
All right, let's take a look at the Arizona defensive lineup right now. The line is an active one. Bankston, Swan, Wilson, and Simeon Rice already with 3 sacks on the year. Linebackers led by Eric Hill, the leading tackler, Seth Joyner, the veteran, and Jameer Miller. And the defensive backs, Aeneas Williams, the star there, Alexander Darby, and Bradford join him. Harold Green getting it some nifty footwork to make some room for himself, gets it out across the 35-yard line, a pickup of 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, that was a nice play. They come out, they open up with the pass, short pass with Banks. Now to get the running game going, open things up for the offense.
Harold Green, 6 carries for 38 yards last week, and he leads this team with a 4.5-yard per carry average so far in 96. One of the reasons Coach Rich Brooks gave him the starting nod over Lawrence Phillips this afternoon. 2nd and 5. So Green picking up 5 on that 1st down play. And the give again goes to Green, and Green spinning up across close to the 40-yard line as Eric Hill brings him down on the tackle, and a pickup of 3.5, close to 4 yards on that play.
Yeah, Harold Green gives you a little power, and he's got a nice little cutback in this play. You see Eric Hill pursuing. They're playing a 2-gap technique. Eric Hill makes the play, and it's 3rd down, short. Great situation for the Rams.
So on 3rd down and short, Tony Banks with Green is lone setback and 3 receivers in. 2 of them split to the near side, and Banks on the quarterback draw. Has room up the middle. Banks getting close to the 50-yard line. Nice call on that one, and another 1st down for the St. Louis Rams.
That's what I like what the Rams are doing right now. Tony Banks can give this to the offense. He's got mobility. He's getting a little bit of confidence right now. He's running the ball for a 1st down, throwing on short. You really like what Tony Banks is doing right now, and what the Rams coaching staff, really, very well planned.
Banks is a great athlete, but he hates to be called a scrambling quarterback. When he runs, he's running to look to throw the ball down the field, but that one by design. 1st and 10 for the Rams. Call the ball at the 50-yard line. Green is your lone setback. And Banks off the play fake, looking deep down the far side, and has his receiver. That is Isaac Bruce, who was covered well by Aeneas Williams, but comes down with the catch inside the 40 to the 39-yard line of Arizona.
I was very surprised they're going at Aeneas Williams, not afraid of him. Isaac Bruce against Aeneas Williams. Here is matchup one-on-one. He's their guy right there, and this is the strong arm of Tony Banks. He's got a strong arm. He can throw it out pattern where Walsh couldn't throw that pattern right there. Great pass protection, play action. That's what happens when you got a good running game going.
3rd 1st down of the opening drive for St. Louis. Banks fumbling the snap from center and smartly falls on top of it. They call it a loss of only a yard on the play, as he basically just dropped that one from the start, and very fortunate for St. Louis that he was able to fall on top of that and prevent a turnover.
Yeah, this is what they got to avoid. They got to avoid the minus. They got to avoid the minus plays to get anything going for the Rams.
Rich Brooks and Vince Tobin hoping his defense can put on a bend but don't break mentality on this 1st drive. They've been bending so far. St. Louis on a 2nd and long. Green the lone setback with 2 receivers split to the near side. And St. Louis showing blitz, and another fumble as Arizona shows blitz. And this time Banks cannot fall on top of it. It is recovered by Jameer Miller. Key turnover for St. Louis.
Another bad exchange. That's 2 bad exchanges in a row. They've got to avoid these situations. Turnovers minus yards is going to put the quarterback in a tough situation. Here it is. It's just a bad snap, or I don't know exactly what happened there, but they've got to get that squared away.
Vern Brostek in at center today for Mike Rudidaria, who is out inactive for this game with an injury. And Brostek has not played at center all year, and it showed on that play as St. Louis creates a turnover. Arizona takes over in great shape, 1st and 10 at its 43. And Graham looking to throw early. Swings it out of the back backfield to LeShon Johnson, and Johnson gets upended out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Comes down hard, but keeps on ticking at the pickup of 6 yards on the play.
Boy, LeShon Johnson took some shot there. They showed him right early. They're going to set the stage. But I like what they did also. Little quick pass. Kent Graham getting the confidence. Little dump-off pass. Just gets in the flow of the game. I like what both offensive coordinators are doing right now.
Call it a gain of 5 yards on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 5. As the Cardinals get it out at the 47-yard line, centers in motion, and the give to LeShon Johnson. Johnson met hard as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Arizona Cardinals, starting with Kent Graham, making his 2nd consecutive start at the quarterback spot. Performed adequately last week with a touchdown and no interceptions. And to take a look at the line, Lomas Brown and Duval Love, that veteran left side. Devlin, Redmond, and Wolf rounded out. Backs and receivers, LeShon Johnson with 214 yards last week, the record-setting pass catcher centers. Moore, Frankie Sanders, and Pat Carter is the tight end.
Very aggressive Ram defense. This is where he's going to try to get him offside.
On 3rd down, Graham staying in the pocket, throwing over the middle. He was looking for Larry Centers out of the backfield, but he was well covered by Toby Wright out there, and it is incomplete. So Phoenix will be forced to punt on its first possession after the turnover.
Yeah, that was thrown a little bit behind him right there. Kent Graham, we talked to him before the game. He knows the Rams are very aggressive defense. He's going to try to get him off sides on crucial situations. He tried to get him off sides there, but the Rams defense is very disciplined.
Jeff Feagles on to punt. Feagles with a 42.9-yard average, 33.7-yard net. His long of the year is 58 yards, and this one is high and fairly short. The fair catch call for by Eddie Kennison on his own 17-yard line, where the Rams will take over. We have no score here at very hot Tempe, Arizona. We'll be right back.
There are no rest stops in life. Great moments fly by a million miles an hour. But that's okay, because with its more powerful engine and refined suspension, new Camry owners are in for one smooth, comfortable ride. The new Camry. Smoother, more powerful, better than ever.
Coors Light, the silver bullet. It shifts cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies. Good boy. The new Coors Light wide mouth can is here with a giant opening for a smoother pour.
I like to say practice makes perfect. People say, Jerry, take it easy, slow down. But someone might be catching up on me. It's the one ball that I didn't catch that motivates me. People say, you're the best to ever play the game. No, I just work the hardest.
Fox NFL Sunday next week. Check local listings. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the new 1997 Toyota Camry, now better than ever. By Nike. By the new Coors Light wide mouth can. Tap the Rockies with a smoother pour. And by 1-800-COLLECT, the way we call collect today.
Eric Clemons and Jim Burt back at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. Temperature over 90 degrees here, but very few clouds in the sky. Really a beautiful day here in Arizona as the Rams take over. 1st and 10 on their own 17-yard line. Their impressive drive, their opening drive of the game, ending on the fumble exchange. And now the handoff goes up the middle to Harold Green, who picks up good yardage. Now time for a McDonald's game break. Let's go to our Fox Television Center in Hollywood and James Brown. JB?
Oakland had a 17-3 third-quarter lead, Eric. Jeff Jager, the ex-Raider, boots his 4th field goal through. That a 38-yard game winner. Chicago up in Oakland. Next week, it'll be Chicago against Green Bay at Chicago. Back to Arizona. E-Man Clemons and Jim Burt.
All right, JB, thank you very much. 2nd down for the Rams. They pick up 4 on that play. Call it 2nd and 6. from the 21-yard line. Banks looking, now reversing his field, trying to buy some time. Now he'll pull it down and run with it and go out of bounds right beyond the first down marker. Veteran-like move for the rookie quarterback on that one, Jim.
Again, no one's open. He decides, okay, I'm going to run the ball, and he runs for a first down. They didn't have this with Steve Walsh in the offense. He's got a little mobility. Hey, it looks like a bad play. He turns it into a first down.
He was looking for something quick over on the near side, and this is the athletic ability that excites the coaches in St. Louis. Banks has a very strong arm, but he can also pull it down and run with it and run pretty quickly as well.
Yeah, Eric, I like what he did right there. He pulled it down. He didn't try to throw it into coverage. He pulled it down and ran it, got the first down.
First and 10 from the 29-yard line. Harold Green, the lone setback. Derek Harris in motion to the near side, and the give to Green. Green puts his head down, keeps driving forward across the 30, out to about the 31-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to have a tough time running inside on Eric Hill. They have a defense now. It's a totally different defense in the Rams and different from the 46 last year. They have a two-gap scheme where if all the defense are down the line, they have responsibilities, and you have to have a very disciplined defense to run this defense. And if it's run right, you're going to have a tough time running on this defense.
And that's what the Cardinals wanted to do. They want to shut down the Rams' ground game. They came in knowing the Rams would try to establish something to make life simpler for the rookie quarterback, Tony Banks. On 2nd and 7, Banks looking to throw. Protection breaking down in the pocket, still gets it off, gunning it to the near side, and Harold Green makes the catch near the first down marker at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, Simeon Rice and Michael Banks that came in. Banks again shows great presence here. He throws the ball, very strong arm, and throws it to the sidelines. Not too many quarterbacks can make that throw under pressure.
And Banks showing that strong arm right there, getting very close. In fact, they call it a first down for the Rams at the 39-yard line, so they get a fresh set. And Banks will now split a couple of wide receivers out to the far side of the field on 1st and 10. Goes to Harold Green. Nice footwork there to avoid a tackle at behind the line of scrimmage. He gets out across the 40 to the 43-yard line.
That's what Harold Green will give you. Hard running. He's got good balance. He shows it right there. He takes it to the right, little counter plane, takes it back to the left. Very nice run by Harold Green. Tough yards.
J.T. Thomas coming in, checking into the action for the Rams, who have been impressive on both their marches. They have not had trouble moving the ball down the field. And Lawrence Phillips, boy, not many people can forget his last game here, the Fiesta Bowl. Last January, 165 yards, and he gets his first carry here with the St. Louis Rams, spins over close to the 45-yard line.
Now there's Eric Swan there. He had the discipline on that play. That play was a design cutback. Eric Swan held his position. He made the tackle. Very nice discipline by Eric Swan. He's not really a disciplined player running the 46, and he's been a guy who's been able to run upfield. Now he's told, in some of the training camp play, he's told to run this disciplined defense. He's had trouble with it, but he played it real well right there.
All at 3rd down and 5 for Tony Banks and the Rams at the 45, and Banks under some pressure, gets out of it, rolling to the near side, now throws it deep down the middle of the field. He had a man breaking open, but it is incomplete, and we have a flag down at about the 30-yard line on the near side. Let's see what the call is. Banks showing all the tools that the coaches are excited about on that play, rolling out of the pocket, not putting the ball down, but getting it downfield.
There's no infraction on the play. The cap should have been thrown instead of the flag. 4th down.
Yeah, they run a little game up there. Simeon Rice comes in, pressure right at the middle. He's able to avoid it. That's what Tony Banks is giving to this team right now, the ability to get out of the pocket and make something happen. Now that play, if he'd have thrown it at a target, that was a touchdown.
Sean Landetta back deep in punt formation for the Rams. Last week, Landetta averaged 51.5 yards a punt. His long was 62 yards. Won 2 consecutive NFC punting championships, averaging 45 yards per kick this season. This is a long one on the line, and it's going to go into the end zone, where a touchback will be ruled, and the Cardinals will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20. We still have a scoreless tie midway through the first quarter here in Arizona. Back with more in a moment.
Fastest man in football, take 2, and action.
All right, Rocket, show us how easy it is to dial 1-800-COLLECT.
I just did it.
Did what?
Dialed 1-800-COLLECT.
Well, can you do it slower next time?
Fastest man in football, take 3.
Okay, try it again. Show us how easy it is to dial 1-800-COLLECT.
I just did it.
Did what?
Dialed 1-800-COLLECT.
You did?
Can we go to replay? Dial 1-800-COLLECT. It's fast, it's easy, it saves.
Just up from 40 Deuce and Dream Street, there's a joint that jumps with solid swinging and hep-cat scat. With a Heidi-Ho man and the Godfather of Soul hit the high notes with every cool in the pool. It's a house on fire called the Cotton Club, where every night the vibe is hot and live gigs aren't the only things that cook, because the club chases up some of the best chalk in town. So if you're hip to the scene, grab some threads and bring your Visa card, because the club jives and jukes at a shake, but never with American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
It has the highest ground clearance in its class. But more importantly, 1996's pickup truck of the year comes with 190 horses, all with big chips on their shoulders. Toyota Tacoma. You simply can't buy a more powerful compact truck.
From John Woo, the director of Broken Arrow, comes the world premiere movie, Watch the Beast, tonight at 8/7 Central.
So you want to play special teams, watch Mike Skurlock. He gets double teamed here. He just gets held on. He's going against 2 guys that getting held. That's why there's so many penalties on special teams. Guys tend to cheat a little bit.
All right, 1st and 10, Arizona, its second possession of the ball game at its own 20-yard line. Ken Graham barking out the signals and the give to LeShon Johnson, trying to find some room on the near side and finds nothing thanks to Robert Jones, number 55. He's second on this team in tackles with 28 coming into the game.
Yeah, there's Robert Jones. He's the leader. He was in Dallas for 4 years. He's got 3 Super Bowl rings. The guys look to him. He said, hey, what do we need to do? And he gives them the leadership. He feels very comfortable in the leadership role for the Rams right now.
LeShon Johnson unable to hit the hole like that runaway train we talked about in the opening. He had nowhere to go, and Robert Jones saw to it. Second, as they lost one on the play, 2nd and 11, LeShon Johnson goes in motion to the far side. Graham swinging out, dumping it off to Larry Centers out of the backfield. Centers, first down, yardage and more across the 30 to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, I like what they're doing. There's a flag, though.
Flag on the far side of the field.
But I like what they're doing. Larry Centers, the guy out of the backfield. He's very dangerous. 101 catches last year. Get the ball to the guys that are going to make the plays. Rob Moore, Larry Centers, just get the ball to them. Short passes, they're like run plays anyway.
Cardinals are walking backwards.
Pass interference. 32. Offense.
So LeShon Johnson getting in the way of that one, and he was on the far side of the field, not even really near the ball.
I don't know what that could have been. That's a very, very strange call, Eric.
Vince Tobin wondering what it was all about.
He's saying the same as we are.
And Johnson's going to come off the field right now.
These are the situations the Cardinals do not want to get in against the Rams. They're a very aggressive defense. They got a front four that really moves around very well, and they got linebackers that can fly the ball. These are tough situations in the red area.
Ryan Terry comes into the game to give LeShon Johnson a breather, and the Cardinals came into the contest with 27 penalties for 210 yards in just 4 contests, so Coach Tobin wants to cut that down. Meanwhile, Kent Graham out of the shotgun. Blitz is on for the Rams. Graham stepping up in the pocket, in trouble, and down he goes. Brought down by Kevin Carter on the play.
Yeah, Leslie O'Neal and Kevin Carter come into play. When you let these guys go, they can rush as good as any of them. They're very active. Little blitz up the middle right here. Yeah, but they're coming from the outside. Leslie O'Neal and Kevin Carter come in there and make the play. Kevin Carter cleans up. You can't let them get pin their ears back because they're a very good front four.
O'Neal, when we met with him last night, told us that up until now they have not had a chance to be the kind of aggressive defense they really want to be, and he wants his offense to go out and get him a lead, or a situation like this. 3rd and 23, Graham from the shotgun. Steps up into the pocket, now he's going to keep it. And Graham gets hit hard at the 25-yard line. Most people expected him to take that safe slide, but he did not. But the Cardinals will be forced to punt.
Very positive, very positive yardage. Get him out of the hole. This is what something Ken Graham can do, too, and I think he should do it a little bit more. Tony Banks is doing it, moving out of the pocket, making something happen. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
Jeff Beagles standing back in punt formation. It's one high, and Eddie Kennison is going to field it at his 17. Kennison looking for some room on the near side. Kennison dances across the 25 and is brought down at the 26-yard line, where the Rams will take over. 1st and 10. We are still in a scoreless tie with 3:52 to go in the first quarter. Flag down on the... The officials still sorting out the late flag, which is down right at the 20-yard line or so.
Holding 54, offense. Will penalize 10 yards and re-kick.
People don't realize special teams is so important. They're in a hole. Ken Graham scrambles out to the 25-yard line. They boot it all the way down. Great. They get them in a good situation. The Cardinals knock them down to 25. Now it's a holding penalty. They're backed up in the hole. Now the Rams, they look like they're going to get it in great field position right now.
Coach Rich Brooks hopes that this penalty will result in a positive gain for Eddie Kennison, the rookie, out of LSU. Eagles pick it away again, and they will gain some yardage. If Kennison does not muff it, he fields it at the 35, gets across the 40. Gets another lane. Kennison has all kinds of room. Nobody's there. He is gone. Touchdown. So the penalty hurts the Arizona Cardinals in the worst way.
Those special teams, that does it again. Penalties and a touchdown. That'll kill you every time. Special teams are so important in these games. Turnovers. That's a great run by the rookie.
Before that, when his long for the year had been 27 yards, but he goes in on that one from 65 yards out.
Here it is. He catches the ball. And it looks like he hardly got touched. He just runs to the outside, just cuts it outside. One cut, and looks like he goes for a touchdown here. Beagles hardly any kind of effort at all. And he runs to the end zone. But that's a great boost for the Rams.
Special teams coming up big with Eddie Kennison, the rookie, getting his first NFL touchdown on the punt return. First Rams punt return for TD this season. 65 yards unofficially, and now coming on for the extra point. Chip Low-Miller, and it's straight through. And the St. Louis Rams strike first on special teams. They lead at 7-0 thanks to the rookie out of LSU, Eddie Kennison.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, special teams and penalties, those are the key to the game.
I really do have dandruff, so I did it. I took the Dinerex test. Dinerex tingled. Head and shoulders, nothing.
All these have effective dandruff medicine, but Dinerex has something extra that tingles, feels fresh.
You won't see me scratching my head in Miami.
Dinerex, the serious dandruff shampoo.
Presenting the ultimate tire for your 4x4, the Michelin LTX. Michelin technology gives it a smooth...
Hi, I'm James Brown, and in case you missed it, this is what you would have seen on Fox NFL Sunday.
My life has suffered for football. My family has suffered. Everything has suffered because of my commitment to the team.
You're hurt by it.
Man, I am very hurt, Terry.
I will do whatever it takes to get on a team and play football.
The players think Jeff George is a selfish player. That's it, cut and dry.
Fox NFL Sunday next week. Check local listings.
Eric Clemons and Jim Burt back at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, and thanks to that man, the rookie Eddie Kennison, St. Louis Rams have a 7-0 lead off his 66-yard punt return after a key penalty.
Yeah, that was. Penalties will kill you, but, you know, he hardly got touched on that play, Eric. I don't know. You know, they work on it all week, and they just got to get it done on Sunday.
Chip Low-Miller's high and deep kickoff comes down deep into the end zone, where Leland McElroy will down it about 7 yards deep, and the Cardinals will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. They need a spark on offense. They really haven't had a lot of continuity so far in their first few possessions, and we'll see how their offensive drive goes when the Cardinals get the ball in just a moment.
3 decades since he last thundered the immortal words, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. A new generation of football players can only imagine what Vince Lombardi would say if he stood astride.
Back at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona, and the Cardinals have fallen behind. Special teams failed them on that 66-yard punt return by Eddie Kennison of the St. Louis Rams, and now Kent Graham at his offense taking over 1st and 10 at the Arizona 20-yard line. Graham showing blitz. Graham off the play fake. Looking downfield, goes to the near side and has his man Rob Moore out across the 30 to the 34-yard line. First down. Very positive play for the Phoenix offense.
Yeah, there's Jim Fossil, very well respected. He's a great quarterback coach. He's had the likes of Scott Mitchell, John Elway, Phil Simms. You know, talking to Phil Simms about Jim Fossil, he says he learned more in 2 years at the end of his career than he had his whole time. Great technician. He's responsible for bringing Kent Graham into the league. Not into the league, but back into the Cardinals. He had him with the Giants.
And Graham swears by him, as do all the rest of those quarterbacks that he's worked with over his 23 years of experience. Cardinals, double tight end set, but Kent Graham didn't like what he saw, so he signals a timeout, their first of the quarter, with 2:43 to go.
Yeah, Jim Fossil had Kent Graham, so he knows him from New York, and that he brought him over to the Cardinals.
All right. Wednesday, it's going to be Game 2 of the American League Division Series as the Texas Rangers face the New York Yankees. Then on Thursday, Game 2 of the National League Division Series, and the Atlanta Braves begin their quest to repeat as world champions against either L.A. or San Diego. And coverage begins at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Check your local listings. Should be an interesting series between the Yankees and Texas. You live in the New Jersey area. Must be a big Yankee fan.
Oh, yeah. Pettit, he's going to win a Cy Young, and we got Big Daddy, Cecil Fielder. That was a great trade the Yankees made. They're going to do it.
Got some big daddies in Texas, too, like Juan Gonzalez, Dean Palmer, and Bill the Thrill Clark. Should be an interesting.
I can't wait.
I like Texas. All right, here we go. First down at the 34-yard line after the catch by Moore, and the handoff goes to LeShon Johnson, who breaks the tackle in the backfield, but is still swarmed under by a host of Rams led by Leslie O'Neal and Kevin Carter.
Yeah, Kevin Carter comes in. Hey, they're not looking. They're just getting penetration. This is going to be very, very tough for LeShon Johnson to get those cutback lanes. They're coming right off the ball and getting off the ball. There's Leslie O'Neal coming inside, but Kevin Carter's the guy who made the initial contact, and he kind of cleaned up on it, Leslie O'Neal. But they're coming off the ball. It's going to be tough for them to run. They're going to have to get some type of short pass game going to loosen up that defense.
Leslie O'Neal coming into the game playing more of a team role so far from his right defensive end spot, coming in with only a half sack. He got a half sack earlier. Shovel pass to Larry Centers out of the backfield from Kent Graham, and Centers gets it out up to about the original line of scrimmage at the 33-yard line.
And that's those linebackers. I tell you, if it's a slow developing play, these linebackers are going to make the play. Robert Jones and Carlos Jenkins, and with Roman Pfeiffer, probably the fastest trio of linebackers in the NFL. All run under 4.6, and that's a legitimate time. We watched them on film, and they can all really run.
They are 1, 2, 3 on this defense in tackles. Pfeiffer leading the way with 37 coming in. Jones with 28 and Jenkins with 26. 3rd and 10. Kent Graham works in the shotgun. 4 receivers. 2 split on each side. Graham sings it to the far side, and it is overthrown. He was looking for Rob Moore, who had no chance to catch that. Anthony Parker on the coverage, and once again, the Cardinals will be forced to punt.
I tell you, the Cardinals are very smart to double team Leslie O'Neal. That's the situation he's looking in. And Larry Centers, who's their best pass catcher, he's got to stay in on Leslie O'Neal. That's a big weapon you got to keep in just because Leslie O'Neal's on that right side.
James Harris getting a hold of the feet. Kent Graham on that one, and Jeff Beagle, high punt. Eddie Kennison calling for the fair catch at his 17, and it hits down at the 17 and goes out of bounds, but we have another flag on special teams play back at the Arizona 35. Let's see him sort it out.
Eric, week in and week out, you look at the stats and see who created the most penalties and turnovers. That's who's going to win the game, and the Cardinals are on the short end right now.
And for the second straight time, Alan Everest watches his special teams have to re-kick it, and he doesn't hope for a repeat performance. The last time they re-kicked it, Eddie Kennison took it back 66 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, they've got to be more disciplined, run down in their lanes. They're losing lanes. Kennison took that touchdown. It was a great run. Don't want to take anything away from him. But he hardly got touched.
Hands to the face. Number 89 of the kicking team. Still fourth down.
They've got to run down in their lane and stay in their lane, not leave their lanes and leave that big gaping hole for Kennison. Another penalty. They're backed up again. And this thing could change real quick here.
So once again, Fiegels back deep in punt formation. He'll kick it from about the 11 or 12, and Kennison standing back deep at his own 30. Another high punt. Kennison will field this one at his 25. And Kennison looking for a lane. Finds one, gets it out across the 40 to the 42, and once again, the Rams benefit greatly from the penalty against the Arizona special teams.
It opens up the Rams playbook. The offensive coordinator, it's a dream for him. He's starting on the 42-yard line, and they open up their playbook. They can do pretty much whatever they want. Play action, run the ball. They can throw it deep because they're in great field position.
Kennison, a dangerous return man in his collegiate days at LSU, brings that skill here to the NFL. Punt return for a touchdown today, and a nice one of 21 yards on that one. Tony Banks looking seasoned. 3 out of 4 for 30 yards in his first start in the NFL. 2 receivers split to the far side on 1st and 10 in great field position. Bruce comes in motion in the give to Harold Green, and Green dances up close to the 45-yard line before a host of Cardinals pushing back, led by Eric Hill and Jameer Miller.
Again, he's going to have a tough time running inside Eric Hill. When Eric Hill hits you, you go backwards. He's 255 pounds, and he is very stout. Now, that time right there, was the key word was stuttering. He's got to hit the hole very hard and get those extra couple yards. He was stuttering in the hole. That's why it's only a 2-yard gain.
Call it 2nd down and 8 for the Cardinals at the 44-yard line. Lone setback is Harold Green. Derek Harrison motion, and Banks looking to throw. Sings one far side, has a man, and he hits Jermaine Ross on the quick slant pattern. Ross has first down yardage at the Arizona 46-yard line.
And this is the guy that they're on to pick on, Ronnie Bradford. You know, they're trying to blitz him right now, but they cannot get to him with the blitz because it's a 3-step drop, and he's zinging it right away. He's got the arm to do it. They continue to do this. It's going to be tough for them to stop the Rams.
That is the end of the first quarter. St. Louis in pretty good shape, and their drive will continue when Fox NFL Sunday returns to Tempe in just a moment.
It's fall. That means 2 things: football and projects. That's why we're having the True Value Kickoff Kick-In sale. We're kicking it off by kicking in bonus items and extra savings, so you can get all those projects done and still have time to enjoy the season. Get this Holmes Air Purifier only $49.88, and we'll kick in this filter worth $19.99 free. True Value, official hardware store of the NFL and homes everywhere.
Bold, tastefully done. Critics are raving about 3 the grown-up way. From Mickey D's, producer of the critically acclaimed Arch Deluxe, comes 3 new deluxe sandwiches.
Crispy Chicken Deluxe.
Grilled Chicken Deluxe.
Fish Filet Deluxe. And that's an order.
Yes, sir.
Mature taste. Love toppings like whole leaves of lettuce, juicy tomato, tasty sauces, and a fish fillet that's 50% bigger.
You're going down.
3 the grown-up way. An exciting new part of McDonald's lineup.
Going in.
Going in with you.
American Express, how can I help you?
How can I help you?
Oh, sure. Of course we help small businesses. Why don't we start with your cash flow?
Okay. We can arrange a line of credit for you.
We can take care of that.
It'll give you more flexibility.
We actually have several cards to help you manage expenses better.
Maybe our credit card will work for you.
I'll set up a meeting for you with one of our CPAs.
Together we can sort this tax situation out.
We can always make adjustments when your situation changes.
Call American Express at 1-800-SUCCESS to help your small business do more.
Rich Brooks is doing and their staff, mixing the ball up.
And Eric Clemons and Jim Burt back here at Tempe, Arizona, and we just want to give you a warning. It's the first time in the modern era an NFL team is playing a team that replaced it in its former city. So some of those warnings you may hear, we may call St. Louis the Cardinals and stuff like that, but we'll get it together for you. Tony Banks looking deep, has Isaac Brooks. Isaac Bruce over the middle for a touchdown. Wow. Lightning strikes again.
That was sometimes. This kid he's got the arm, and usually you don't have those two things, that strong arm and the touch. He just laid that ball on Isaac Bruce. Boy, this kid is really turning on. Tony Banks looks like the real thing here.
Isaac Bruce flying down the middle of the field. What a beautiful throw.
He does. He just floats it up there. He's got the touch. We've seen he has a strong arm, but normally guys with the strong arm don't have that type of touch, and just let him right on stride. Isaac Bruce with the touchdown.
Tony Banks showing the great arm strength and great touch at the same time. With the touchdown strike, their first passing TD of the season, and St. Louis in control right now, trying to add to a 13-0 lead. Chip Lohmiller puts it through inside the right upright, and St. Louis striking again. Tony Banks, the scoring throw to Isaac Bruce, who's really come alive the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he really has. He got a first 100-yard game last week. Rich Brooks and his staff really mixing it up well. They're running the ball, play action. When there's nothing there, Tony Banks he's not forcing the ball in there. He's moving around, making first downs, running the ball, and they're really mixing it up well. You got to really like what they're doing.
Tony Banks, he had the swagger. We met him yesterday, and I told him he had the swagger of a veteran, and he certainly looked like he's been playing longer than one game with this throw.
He just sits in there, great composure. He's got a little bit of heat by Bankston and just lost it in there. Hits him right on stride. Great composure by Tony Banks.
46-yard touchdown pass was the Rams' longest play from scrimmage so far this year. Their previous long was 32 yards on a reception by Eddie Kinnison.
Boy, oh boy, that's a thing of beauty right there. And that just pumps up Isaac Bruce. He gets in the game, makes a touchdown. These guys are wanting to make plays right now, and they're pretty fired up.
So the first play of the second quarter begins with a bang. If you're a St. Louis Rams fan, 3-play, 58-yard drive took only a minute and 3 seconds. And how about Mr. Banks? 5 of 6 for 86 yards and a touchdown so far, and we got plenty of time left here in the second quarter.
Well, we talked about it at the beginning, his strong arm. We've seen his strong arm. Now we see the touch. But what impresses me most is his composure. There's nothing there. He's been scrambling, getting out of the pocket. He almost hit another one for a touchdown scramble.
Line drive kickoff comes down to the near side, and Ryan Terry takes it across the 20, has some room. Terry gets across the 30 before he's finally brought down by Todd Light at the 33-yard line. And if somebody needed a spark on offense right now, it is the Arizona Cardinals.
They need a little spark right here. Now, what I think right now, they're coming out, the Cardinal offense is coming out, they're down by 2 touchdowns. They're not out of the game. They don't want to panic and get into the shotgun. They need to stick with their game plan, run the ball, pass it, mix it up. Don't let this Rams defense get off.
Well, the Rams defense, Torrin Dorn, reserve cornerback, has suffered a concussion. His return is questionable. First and 10 on the 33-yard line. 3 receivers split to the near side for Kent Graham, who zings it over the middle, off the hands of Rob Moore, and incomplete. Rob Moore covered by Carlos Jenkins as he was crossing over the middle of the field.
You know, surprising, you know, they throw on first down. They got great protection right here, but there's just no one open right here. And Kent Graham chose a nice ball, but there's no one open there. Great protection, but now on second and third down, long situation, they're going to have to do something a little different because these Rams were very active on the pass rush.
2 receivers split to the near side for Kent Graham. Now Centers goes in motion to the far side of the field on second and 10. And Graham to the air again, throwing down the seam high and off the fingertips of Rob Moore, who attempted to make the diving catch at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, the ball was placed in a little high, but I think Rob Moore should have came down with it.
We have a flag down on the play, a couple of them at the 35-yard line. Let's wait for the official call.
You know, talking to Kent Graham before.
Offside. 93, defense. Still second down.
Talking to Kent Graham before that last night. He was talking about the Rams, how they get off the ball and they move around. He wants to draw them offside. Second, 3, even counting on 4. The snap count on 4, just to get these guys offside.
And Coach Brooks does not like that particular statistic. Most penalized team, or one of the most penalized teams in the National Football League. A swing pass goes out to Larry Centers, who spins off a tackle at the 35 to the 41-yard line. And now let's return to our Fox Television Center in Hollywood for another McDonald's game break.
Rough start for Bobby Hebert for the Falcons, looking for the quick hit. Marquez Pope instead picks it off 55 yards to the end zone. San Francisco leading 13-3 in the second. Back to Arizona, Eric Clemons and Jim Burt.
Thank you very much, JB. Rams in control of this one so far, 14-0. The Cardinals trying to mount a drive.
This is exactly what Kent Graham's talking about. 3rd and 1, he wants to try and draw him outside. Let's see if he does it. Maybe go on 3 or 4.
Down just yet. The Bramble swings it out to Larry Centers, a record pass-catching back out of the backfield, gets first down yardage up to the 48-yard line, and is urging the fans on here at Sun Devil Stadium. I
love that play. Larry Centers, 101 catches. He's the guy you want to get the ball to. It's a very safe play. Kent Graham, he needs to develop the confidence. Don't throw those dump passes up. That develops his confidence.
And Larry Centers, more catches than all NFL running backs since 1992. Made the Pro Bowl for the first time last season. Now in the I formation on first down. Graham play fake, dumps the quick screen out, and Frank Sanders looked like he might have had it go right off his hand.
Well, it was thrown behind him a little bit, but it was almost a great catch by Frank Sanders. Thrown behind him a little bit. Kent Graham's an excitable guy. He just needs to settle down a little bit here and make the throw.
Sanders looked to be wide open on this play.
Sanders right here. He's going to come across and run a drag pattern right across. And he looks like he's open for some yardage right here, but the ball's thrown right behind him a little bit right there. He's got a lot of yardage to run right there. It was a tough throw by Kent Graham.
On second down and 10 from midfield. Graham on the draw play, giving it to Larry Centers. Centers, a big hole, opened up on the right side, but it's a loose ball, and the Rams have recovered it. So once again, the Arizona Cardinals turn it over and have some misfortune. Toby Wright on the recovery there.
You know, they're moving the ball. They seem to move the ball pretty well. They fumble the ball. And that's been the story of the Cardinals.
Correction, it was Anthony Parker on the recovery, and the Rams will take over in good shape again when we come back.
What you think?
Oh, no. Ice.
What the Bravada thinks.
Decreased coefficient of friction, divert torque to adjust wheel velocities.
With its exclusive Smart Track system, the Bravada automatically reacts to changing road conditions. So with no buttons to push or levers to pull, you can let it do the thinking.
Oh, no. Marbles.
Oh, that's a shame. Your team's behind by 21 points. Your quarterback's been sacked 5 times. All your best players out for the season. Injuries. Hey, man, look on the bright side. Now it's only $7.99 for a medium Pizza Hut pizza with 1 topping, or $12.99 for 2. Think about it. A delicious blend of 3 cheeses, 12 toppings, 3 amazing crusts to choose from, all freshly baked. Hey, please hurry. Call us. I mean, after all, you want to enjoy the game, don't you, buddy?
On Fox NFL Sunday, our NFL insiders break down the game like no one else can.
As a quarterback, would you talk to a receiver who was upset about not getting the ball? Oh, yeah. Talk with him, sleep with him, take him out to dinner, live with him. I don't even want to go there. All right, folks.
Then, one of the best rivalries in all of football explodes onto the gridiron as the Packers battle the Bears, or Rice and the Niners take on the Rams. Fox NFL Sunday, next week. Check local listings. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Oldsmobile and your local Oldsmobile retailer. By IBM, solutions for a small planet. By Aflac, insuring over 40 million people worldwide. And by Pizza Hut. You'll love the stuff we're made of.
Rams defense coming up with their 8th turnover of the season, setting up the offense in good shape, and Tony Banks going to work from the 46. Banks throwing the deep out, and just overshoots his man Isaac Bruce, who had broken open on the near side.
That was the first time Tony Banks really tried to force it in there right there. They looked like they had pretty good zone coverage right there. And that's what Coach Tobin talked about. He talked about not taking in blitzing a lot, just mixing up coverages, and it looked like he mixed up the coverage there because they had nice zone coverage there.
And appeared to go through the hands. You don't see Isaac Bruce let too many of them go through those hands with 119 catches. For team records he set last season.
I don't think you can talk about it.
Right through his out to Lawrence Phillips, and Phillips takes it at the 45-yard line, gets a couple yards on the play before he's brought down by Swan and Bankston.
You like the hustle. You know, they're behind Phoenix. The defense right there, Eric Swan, two defensive linemen, Eric Swan and Michael Bankston, make the tackle on the swing pass. They're hustling in very hot weather. You like to see that on the defense right now. And, you know, they need to come up big right here and get the offense back on the field.
On third down and long, Bankston is offense, facing a 3rd and 8, leading 14-0. Call it 3rd and 9 from the 47-yard line in St. Louis. Banks pressured out of the pocket, holding it, throws over the middle. It's high, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by the Cardinals at the 33-yard line. As Banks had his man open, but overshot him over the middle of the field, throwing back the other way as he rolled left. He threw it back right, and the Cardinals now come up with a key turnover.
Again, he looks good. Here it is. He looks good. He scrambles out of the pocket. It's beautiful. He's got a guy wide open in the middle of the field, and he floats it instead of zinging it right there. He's wide open right there, and he overthrows him.
Brent Alexander comes up with the pick.
To protect himself and his family, a man of peace has declared war. Steven Seagal, Keenan Ivory Wayans, The Glimmer Man, rated R. Starts Friday, October 4th.
Presenting the ultimate tire for your 4x4, the Michelin LTX. Michelin technology gives it a smooth, quiet ride. Yet it's tough enough, Michelin enough to get you through anything.
To a stop sign. Do they check each other out? Do they admire the way the other cars move? Wonder what's under the hood? Do they fantasize about the Aurora? Long for its dual overhead cam bead? Or do they just think, yow?
Don't miss baseball's Division Series on Fox.
Unbelievable!
Beginning Wednesday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Check local listings.
Watch Simeon Rice and Bankston chasing him out of the pocket. Banks has got a guy wide open, but he overthrows him. He floats the ball in there, and there's the interception by Alexander. Now, he got hurt on that play. And I guess it's a hamstring, and he fell on it. I don't really see how he got hurt, but he's on the ground. He's on the ground right there.
He's being helped out off the field, and Tony Banks not too happy with that mistake.
He doesn't want to make the plays. I felt that he overthrew that one, and he tried to force it to play before.
So Arizona off the key turnover. The interception by Brent Alexander gets the first down, and LeShon Johnson gets it. Has some room out across the 35 and goes catapulting over the 35 to the 36. Pickup of about 4.
You know, they're trying to hit these against these linebackers. Robert Jones gets to the outside, and he's just closing with that speed. He runs a 4.6, and he's really closing on LeShon Johnson, not giving him a lot of room to run.
LeShon Johnson hasn't exploded so far today, but had more room perhaps on that run than he has all afternoon long. Picked up 3 on the play and call it 2nd and 7. Trips left for the Cardinals as Graham back to pass against the blitz and throws incomplete. He was looking for Rob Moore on the quick slant.
Again, Ken Graham, he wants to throw on rhythm. Quick 3-step drop, but he throws it behind Rob Moore. He had him for the first down, but he just threw it behind him.
Working on the lower leg of Brent Alexander on the Cardinal sideline there.
Looks like a knee, not a hamstring.
He's holding the back of it after he went down with that interception.
Well, Ken Graham is thrown behind the receivers the last couple of times. He just needs to put it on the money. Just get some confidence back. They're moving the ball until a fumble, and you need to get a key third down situation right now.
Started very slowly in terms of accuracy last week in New Orleans as well. See if he corrects it on this third down play. Goes to the far side and has his man, Marcus Dowdell, beyond the first down yardage to the 47-yard line, and the Arizona drive continues as they get a fresh set.
Yeah, Marcus Dowdell beats Todd Light on the out pattern, and this shows Kent Graham he has got a strong arm. That's a very tough pass to throw that out pattern right to the sideline. He's got to throw it a long way. He throws it right on the money. Now he's just having trouble with the easy throws. I think he's a little nervous. He's got to get into the game and just settle down a little bit.
It's a very key time for the Arizona Cardinals. They get the key turnover on the Banks mistake. They have to cash in here. First and 10 from the 46. Centers in motion. And Graham off the play fake. Gets it over the middle to LeShon Johnson. And Johnson has some room down to close to the 40-yard line. Another first down for Arizona.
That's what they need to do. Get LeShon Johnson out onto the patterns, get him into the game somehow, and loosen him up. Here he is, LeShon Johnson taking a play fake right here, and it's wide open in the middle for him. Just a little dump pass, bam, and he takes it up for a first down. They got it going right now. They just need to keep moving, little short passes, and not do too much right now.
First and 10 for the Cardinals on the Rams' 40-yard line. Formation, and the draw play to LeShon Johnson, and Johnson met by Carlos Jenkins right at the line of scrimmage, but still spins forward for close to 4 yards on the play as Leslie O'Neal helps to bring him down.
It looked like one of his runs last week. Looked like he got no gain, and he takes it up in there. He's hitting it up there hard. Now that's a nice play for LeShon Johnson. Maybe that'll get him going a little bit. Here's Leslie O'Neal right here. He comes in, he looks like a pass, he's playing it right, and he's a nice play inside. He knew it was a draw right from the beginning. He didn't go upfield.
Second down and 6 from the 37. And Grant took out pattern to Rob Moore, and Moore almost got away as he was driven out of bounds on the far side by Todd Light. Another first down for the Arizona Cardinals, and the drive continues.
They need to convert, and they need to convert with a touchdown. They're the only team without a first-half touchdown. Now, they went after Todd Light again with Rob Moore. I like what they're doing. They're mixing it up very well. He's just got to sit back there and not try to do too much. They're doing the short passes right now. Maybe get LeShon Johnson in the game right now.
Todd Light, their best cover man in the Rams secondary. He has an interception so far this season. 2 passes defended as well, and Graham looking to go to the air again. Comes near side. Has a man. Rob Moore. He gets to the pylon for the touchdown.
There's a penalty.
There's a flag on the play. And let's see what the officials have sorted out here. The flag is thrown at about the 12-yard line, and the Cardinals are signaling a preliminary indication against the Rams.
Yeah, Eric, what I'm surprised at here is he's got a very long time for this play to develop.
Defense is declined. The touchdown is good.
I'm very surprised how much time Kent Graham had to throw that ball, because that was a slow developing pattern, and Rob Moore just got open and he delivered the ball again.
Rob Moore, who caught a key touchdown reception from the arm of Kent Graham last Sunday. 29th touchdown of his career and his second of the season. Second in consecutive weeks, and the Cardinals get back into the ball game.
Yeah, Kent Graham looks like he's more comfortable right now. He's throwing the ball on the money. Again, last week was the same thing. Kent Graham started out throwing the ball behind his receivers. Now he's putting them right on the money. Here it is. He sits back here for a while. I'm very surprised with the protection. A slow developing pattern. He throws it right to Rob Moore. And Rob Moore is the guy they've got to get to the offense. Him and Larry Centers.
Can't believe he broke it at the company picnic.
Incredible. Our employee health plan covers him, right?
Not deductibles or co-payments.
So he has to lay out his own money.
Your health plan can work better with Aflac. Supplemental insurance from Aflac helps cover the unexpected costs of recovery, so you can give your employees the protection they need and deserve.
Any ideas?
Yeah, Aflac.
Aflac, insuring over 40 million people worldwide.
In the beginning was the ordinary battery. Then came the long-lasting Duracell battery. And now, the next leap forward, introducing Duracell Power Check, the only battery with a fuel gauge, so you can see how much power it has, anytime, anywhere. New Duracell Power Check, the world's most advanced battery.
You know how good The X-Files is. After winning more Emmys than any other drama, so does the world.
The X-Files season premiere, Friday on Fox.
Stay alert. Mr. Sanders hired me to try to tackle him when he not expected. He say it help his agility on the field. It's a tough job, but I do get health benefits.
Nice work, Bob. See you tomorrow.
Fox NFL Sunday. The Falcons take on Barry Sanders and the Lions next week.
Thanks to that man's 24-yard touchdown reception, the Arizona Cardinals get back in it. It's a 14-7 ball game. Greg Davis tees it up. He'll kick it to the near side. It comes down to Kinnison about 2 yards deep in his end zone. He's going to bring it out. Kinnison cutting the other way. Has some room. Across the 20. Across the 30. And Kinnison tried to tightrope his way down the far sideline, but an excellent return on the part of Eddie Kinnison out to the 35-yard line from 2 yards deep in his own end zone.
Boy, is he lighting it up right now. He almost returned that. It looked like he was going to be tackled. He almost took it up the sideline. Here it is. He just breaks it on his own. He runs away from the wedge, just takes it left, turns on his speed, just a little juke right there. It looks like he's going to be tackled right here. If he had a little more, 2 more yards, that'd have been a touchdown. 2 more yards on the sideline. Just ran out of a field.
Kinnison, as a returner, enjoying a career day so far, has a punt return of 66 yards and a touchdown in the first quarter. That kickoff return gets out across the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Rams. And Banks gives it to Derek Harris. And Harris met immediately as he gets the ball by a host of Cardinals. Now time for our Aflac trivia question. What quarterback in today's game won the 1986 National High School Player of the Year Award? The answer is coming up. Here he is. Here's a clue. Can you tell from the style who that is?
That's Ken Graham. Oh. I'm sorry, I gave it away. That is Ken Graham. He's still got the same style right now. Looks like he had a little touchback there.
Well, we'll show you the answer in just a little bit on second down. Banks looking to throw, goes the dump pass out of the backfield to Lawrence Phillips. Phillips hit hard at the 45, but stayed on his feet, got up close to the 48-yard line. Eric Hill brought him back.
He's not known for his pass catching. Lawrence Phillips, he catches the ball and really makes some tough yardage after the catch. Makes another 3-4 yards. Puts the Rams in a good situation, 3rd and 2.
Banks trying to make up for that big mistake he made last time around that turned the momentum of this game. Cardinals come up with the interception and take it on into the score. Now the rookie quarterback out of Michigan State looking to make something happen on 3rd and call it 3. At the 48-yard line. Cardinals showing blitz and a give, goes straight up the middle, and Harold Green gets it down inside the 45 to the 42-yard line before Rice and Matt Darby bring him down.
Yeah, I like the play call. They don't want to put Tony Banks. They don't want to lose his confidence anymore. He made a bad throw and interception. They played a safe route and a real quick draw. I like the hustle by Simeon Rice on that play.
Another first down for the Rams as march continues at the 42-yard line of Phoenix. Double tight end formation. With a long check by Harold Green, and Banks looking down the far side. Had a man slightly behind his defender, but it's off the fingertips and incomplete. And here is the answer to our Aflac trivia question. As he was looking for Eddie Kinnison, let's give you that Aflac answer, which the big guy gave you before, but I'm not going to be too tough on him up here. What quarterback won the 86 National High School Player of the Year? The answer, of course, Jim Burt told you, Kent Grant. Won the Washington, D.C. Club National High School Quarterback of the Year back in 1986. And Brent Alexander, as for him, the defensive back who came up with that key turnover, a right knee sprain as he hit the ground. His return is also questionable.
Don't you think that was a little obvious who that was?
A little bit, especially with the picture. He pretty much looks the same. Banks looking, he's done it to the far side, and he does. Has his receiver open as he got Jermaine Ross over there who was being covered by Ronnie Bradford, but another positive gain on the out pattern as Banks again shows a strong arm.
Yeah, that's very interesting. That's 2 plays in a row. They went after Ronnie Bradford. He's giving him too much cushion right now. He took it deep to play before, loosened him up a little bit, gave him too much cushion right there as an easy 8 yards.
So Banks and his offense looking to continue the St. Louis march. The ball at the 34-yard line of Arizona on 3rd and 2. Isaac Bruce coming in motion to the near side. Banks on the and it is a touchdown. Eddie Kennison, his second touchdown of the day, this one receiving.
Eddie Kennison is lighting up, but Matt Darby, he made a big mistake. He looked into the backfield and left Eddie Kennison wide open. Not a tough throw, just lofted it up to Eddie Kennison. Matt Darby looked into the backfield, made a big key mistake there. Here it is. A little rollout, taking a little pressure off Banks. Very good on the run. He just floats it up for the touchdown.
And Kennison is having a career so far this afternoon, and Banks' reaction a lot better this time than when he created that turnover on the overthrow and interception in the Rams' last possession. So 20-7, and Low-Miller's extra point makes it 21-7 with 5:57 to go here in the second quarter. And Eddie Kennison, his second touchdown of the game, puts the Rams back up on top again by 14.
And that was Kawan Lassiter who turned back in the backfield. Big mistake.
It can't be. I got to see. It is. The 365.
Boss, give a look. Oh, yes, it's IBM ThinkPad. Harun Hatvarötör.
Hardly. It could be no other. Feel the track point. Feast your eyes on the screen. Can we swing it, boss, huh?
Meglepően olcsó.
Yeah. That's my boss. What a guy, huh?
Herman Mortgage, right? Don Cornelius, come to ask you a favor. Don Cornelius, can you teach me to dance?
What, like the funky chicken or the mashed potatoes?
Oh, man, like an end zone. Free your mind, Herman.
And your feet will follow.
Take the oath.
This is my planet.
Herman, you sure you from Motown?
Back at Saturn, we're sure proud of our Saturn cycling teams.
Pardon me, guys. Excuse me.
And it's not just because some of them were picked for the summer games.
Hey, you dropped this.
It's because they truly believe in teamwork.
Tom, you win. You take it. It's your turn, David. Oh, you win. Hey, guys. What's up? He'll take it.
In fact, sometimes they even surprise us.
I'd really like to thank all my teammates. Diane Hill in door trim. Kevin Kehoe in paint. Pat Evans in powertrain.
Clemons and Jim Burt back at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, and a man who wishes he had that one back, Kwame Lassiter, who peeked a little bit too much into the backfield and gives up the 34-yard touchdown pass. This kickoff comes down to Leland McElroy at it too, and McElroy has somewhat of a lane, gets out across the 20 to the 22-yard line, where the Cardinals will take over. Let's take another look at the scoring play. Tony Banks and the Rams looking impressive on offense, Jim.
Yeah, you know what? You watch Tony Banks. He has a little simple rollout, and all this Kwame Lassiter just looked in the backfield, and he just wafted it up there for the touchdown.
All right, so Arizona looking to bounce back, trailing by 14 at its own 22-yard line. Kent Graham trying to take him on another march down the field. And Graham off the play fake, looking deep, and he has his man. Rob Moore, and Moore takes it out across the 40 to the 42-yard line before he's brought down by Keith Lyle and Toby Wright.
Great pattern by Rob Moore, great timing pattern. Ken Graham knows he's not going to have a lot of time, but he's been getting good protection. But he wants to take those 5-step drops and throw on rhythm, and he's doing it right now. They answered last time, now they got to come back for another drive and answer the score of the Rams right now.
Graham looking to do that. 3 receivers, split to the near side, and he's looking to the air again. Throws a quick hitter out to Frank Sanders, and Sanders dives up before he goes out of bounds. They'll mark this one up close to the 49-yard line. So a good gain on that quick hitter by the Cardinals.
And Graham's throwing him. This is the pass he's been having trouble with, the easy pass. He's been throwing the out real well. Now he throws it down the money. Now they're in great situation. 2nd and 3. That's a great situation for Kent Graham to be in because they can do whatever they want right now.
2nd down and 3 from the 49-yard line of the Cardinals. Graham with a single setback behind him, looking to put it upstairs again. Quick swing out of the backfield. Has Larry Centers, who avoids the tackle. Gets it first down. Gets it close to the 40-yard line. Call it the 41.
There it is. Larry Centers is the guy you want to get to. Rob Moore, Larry Centers, they keep moving the ball around. They're doing a very good job keeping them loose. Now what's going to happen right here? This is almost like a running play. Here it is. Kent Graham steps out, just throws a very easy pass. That's almost like a pitch pass. For the first, Larry Centers gets the first down. What's going to happen here is the DB is going to start coming up. He's going to start hitting things over the middle for about 20, 30-yard gains. He's going to draw the whole defense up.
Kent Graham has been impressive on his last couple of possessions at the helm for Arizona. LeShon Johnson in motion to the far side there. And Graham, the quick dump out of the backfield to Centers, who has met hard. Roman Pfeiffer coming up from his linebacker spot to meet Centers hard, but he still picked up 4 to 5 yards on that play.
Yeah, I like it. I just see Kent Graham's got to throw to him a little bit quicker so he can get the ball and make a move on Pfeiffer. Because he was delayed a little bit, held onto the ball a little bit too long. If he got to the ball to him a little earlier, he would have had a little maneuver in there.
Some of the Rams defenders told us yesterday that he does have a long release, and they think they can use that to his advantage when he's under some pressure. But so far in this drive, he hasn't been under much pressure. He's working from the shotgun here on 2nd down and 5. And looking to go upstairs again, and he has Larry Centers out of the backfield, and Centers right at the first down marker, and he's got it as he's driven out of bounds by Anthony Parker, but they get a fresh set of downs, the first down for Arizona.
What's amazing is, you look at the Ram defense, and they've been in the, we look at film, they're in the backfield all the time. They haven't get any pressure on Kent Graham, and he's throwing the ball those short patterns. Now look for him to see a big seam, an in seam, a deeper seam right now. They're going to open it up a little bit right now, I think.
Kent Graham, quite impressive this afternoon. And down by 14, but look at Graham, 14 out of 19, 141 yards and a touchdown. Split backfield. We have a flag on the play, maybe a free one for Arizona, and he's got a man wide open. LeShon Johnson catches it and rolls inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And Jim, I think if he throws that one on target, LeShon has a touchdown. But we have a play.
Those little deep passes are opening up the whole offense for the Cardinals. And it's against the Rams.
Leslie O'Neal jumps off on that play.
And that's what Kent Graham talked about, drawing him outside. This is a free play right here. Now, Kent Graham, if he delivers this ball on the money, he's got a touchdown, but he underthrew it. Nice little throw, just make sure he caught the ball. That was a free play for the Cardinal offense. They want to do that. They want to get the Rams outside. They're a very aggressive defense.
Cardinals in the red zone. 9 times so far this season. They have 8 scores, 3 touchdowns, and a field goal. On 1st and goal from the 9, Larry Centers gets it, stumbles, rumbles, and bumbles his way down inside the 5 to the 3-yard line.
Again, the Cardinal offense, they're answering the score. 21-7, they're answering it. They got to take it. They got to punch it in right now.
7th play of the drive, and Jim, that was the first run for the Cardinals so far on this drive, and they've got it down inside the 5.
Well, I consider those little swing patterns as runs to loosen up the defense. It really gets the defensive linemen tired. They're not rushing the passer right now, and the Cardinals look like they really got it going right now.
As we come close to the 2-minute warning, Kent Graham's going to check with Jim Fossil and the coaches on the near sideline to come up with the good plays to get Arizona right back into this ball game. Their march continues when we return to Tempe in a moment.
Like most car companies, we kept our new coupe a secret before we introduced it to the public.
Whose red car is that out there in the parking lot?
It's probably me. Am I blocking you?
Oh, no. It kind of caught my eye when I walked by it.
We covered up the name so you'd be surprised when you finally saw it in a showroom.
So, what is it?
I'm not supposed to tell you.
We never thought, though, that people would be able to figure out what car it was just by meeting the people who test drove it.
2 minutes to go in the first half, and the Arizona Cardinals deep into the red zone at the St. Louis 4-yard line. Kent Graham and Jim Fossil trying to come up with a play that's going to get him in the end zone.
Kent Graham has completed the last 10 passes in a row. He's on fire right now.
On 2nd and goal. On the draw play. And the big pile up at about the 2-yard line.
Kent Graham, he's definitely been in a row. 10 completions in a row. He drove last drive 67 yards. This, if they score here, it'll be a 74-yard drive. 2 answering drives right here. They answered twice.
This will be a big play here, though. 3rd down and goal to go. The ball on the 2 as the Ram defense As active as that front line has been, especially the front seven all year, has to come up with the big play here.
And for the Cardinals, they really need to punch this in right now.
Graham, the quick pass to the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Wow.
And they get right back in it.
Great play call. Eric, great play call right there. Caught the Rams off guard. They weren't ready. Quick snap count. Boom. Touchdown, wide open.
LeShon Johnson gets the touchdown reception. He hasn't been able to do it on the ground, but he's been able to do it on a receiver, especially on this drive.
Eric, no one covered him. He went out as a wide receiver. They weren't ready for it, and he just dumps it off. Easy touchdown for the Cardinals.
Making 11 straight completions for Kent Graham on their last two drives. And the Arizona Cardinals right back in this one. 21-13 as Greg Davis about to make it 14 with the extra point try. It's good.
They had to be a blown coverage by the Rams. They caught him off guard. The quick snap count. That was a great situation that they put him in right there. What I like to do on that situation is punch it in there instead of throw the ball. Too many things can happen. You got the ball on the 1-yard line. Knock it in there.
And they knock it in via the pass.
Here's LeShon Johnson wide open. He's not being guarded at all right there. They catch him off guard. Here's Kent Graham looking over there. Easy touchdown for the Cardinals.
And LeShon Johnson, a good catch again. His second pretty good catch on that drive. His first receiving touchdown of his career. And that drive, 7 plays, 71 of the yards passing, 2 runs for 7 yards. It took up 4 minutes and 38 seconds on the 9-play, 78-yard mark.
Boy, Kent Graham has got it going right now. 74 yards, 67 yards after answering 2 scores from the Rams. If they're back in the game 21-14, and you got to love what's happening right now. We've got an exciting game right now, and I'm telling you what, I'm excited right here.
I tell you what, I don't think either you or me expected that these two teams would have 35 points on the board between them in the first half, especially with the defense both teams play.
Eric, they're becoming offensive juggernauts.
I wouldn't think you'd like too much offense being a defensive nose tackle.
Well, when I watch a game like this, an exciting game like this, I like it. I mean, I really do. It's a very exciting game, and I'll tell you what, it's got me pumped up.
And the Superman so far in this game, Eddie Kennison back deep to receive, but that one goes to the other side. Lawrence Phillips has it go through his hands and out of the back of the end zone. That'll be a touchback, and the Rams will take over. Coming up on the Dockers Khakis halftime report, JB and Terry will bring you all the scores and highlights from this week number 5, the NFL. All coming up on the Dockers halftime report. All the scores and highlights and everything else. Big news today as East Carolina falls from the ranks of the unbeaten. And they lose to Jacksonville.
Now what's got to happen here? Now here come the Rams now. They're on the 20-yard line. Good situation for the Cardinals. Finally have them backed up a little bit. Now it's a tough situation. The Rams got to move the ball a little bit to get the momentum swung back in their favor.
And Tony Banks answered the 2-minute drill. Minute 19 to go here in the first half. And Banks on the give. Lawrence Phillips. Phillips gets out across the 20. Did he lose the football? He did. Who's got it? Arizona has it. A key turnover for the Rams, and Arizona in great shape to tie this game. Terry Holt comes up with the recovery.
Looks like Michael Bankston make the play right there. They got that 2-gap scheme going real good right now. You got Wilson and Bankston making the play, and I believe Simeon Rice made the recovery. Let's take a look right here. 2-gap. It's a little trap play, but he hits it in the wrong hole. It's just taken away by Simeon Rice. Great play. But just before he hit the ground, Simeon Rice ripped it out of his hand, and it's first down going the other way.
Harold Green was on the carry. Correction from Lawrence Phillips. Green carried it up the middle and was stripped. And the Cardinals come up with another key turnover.
Simeon Rice just ripped it out of his hands.
First and 10, the ball on the 23-yard line of St. Louis. And Graham looking to continue the streak. Flag down, fumble the football after he was hit. And who recovered it? Looks like the Cardinals did recover it, but we have a flag on the play, and it'll be holding against Arizona.
Now, you know, Kent Graham was talking about it, and in the previous 2 drives, he's had great protection. He's talked about taking the 3-step drop, 5-step drop, and throwing on rhythm. Now, he hasn't done that, and he's gotten away with it.
It's decline. Second down.
All right, hold holding on 98, and Eric Swan, that would be if he was on the offense. But one more look at the fumble.
Let's take a look at the fumble. Simeon Rice, it looks like Harold Green is ready to go down. Simeon Rice just rips it out of his hands. A heads-up play by Simeon Rice and puts it going the other way. Now, Kent Graham has got to realize he's got to throw the ball in rhythm because this Ram defense is fresh right now.
The holding penalty is declined, so with the loss, it'll be 2nd down and 13. Graham looking to set up the screen. Nice one-handed catch by Larry Centers, who gets it inside the 25 to the 23-yard line and is bent backwards against his own body after the tackle there, but gets up. He's okay.
That's Carlos Jenkins. Again, Kent Graham, if he delivers the ball on the money instead of throwing a hit, Centers had all he could do to catch that ball, and he wasn't in full steam when he caught the ball. If he would have, he'd have got a lot of yardage on that play. Now, when I say the Rams defense is fresh, they're not. This is only the 3rd play of the drive right now, and you know they're as fresh as they've been.
On 3rd down and 9, Graham stepping up under heavy pressure, and down he goes, and down goes another flag. Jimmy Jones getting the sack. The Rams' 3rd unofficially of the afternoon. Let's see what the flag is.
This is what I expected from the Rams front 4. What's happened now is Kent Graham, the last couple of times he's dropped back, he has not thrown on rhythm.
Holding, 65, offense. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
And he got into a 3rd-yarder.
Got into a 3rd and long situation, and now Vince Tobin is going to go for a lengthy field goal effort. Greg Davis standing back. He'll line this one up from about 47 yards away as Jeff Beagles is going to come on to hold for him.
Yeah, Kent Graham has got to throw on rhythm, and he hasn't thrown on rhythm the last couple times.
And Davis sends that one. It'll be wide left, no good. So they don't get to close the gap, still trailed by 7. What a game we've had so far. Let's take a look at what's transpired. Here's a long touchdown pass. Tony Banks, 46 yards to Isaac Bruce, giving the Rams a 14-0 lead. But back come the Cardinals. Graham, 24 yards to Rob Moore to make it 14-7. And then Banks responds on the rollout, hitting Eddie Kinnison. His 2nd touchdown of the day, 1 on the punt return. That makes it 21-7. The Cardinals come right back with a score. LeShon Johnson right there, 21-14. Plenty of offense and plenty of big plays from both of these teams here as we see 4 touchdowns in the 2nd quarter, and the Rams will take the knee, and that'll be it for the first half of play. A very exciting first half of play it's been, Jim.
Yes, but the Cardinals at the end right there, they had a great opportunity to do something. 2 sacks and a penalty really took the momentum from them. But they should have a lot of confidence going into the second half, and they should feel good about it. We should see a great second half.
All right, LeShon Johnson not able to get it done with anywhere near the success that he had last week, getting 214 yards, but he turns it around and becomes a good receiver for them, a key receiver, especially on this 2nd scoring mark.
Yeah, they're throwing the ball to LeShon Johnson, Larry Centers. What they didn't do in that last drive, they tried to sit back in the pocket. Instead of getting those short passes, they tried to go for too much. He held the ball, 2 sacks. That was a big difference just before halftime.
Still a great one we have going. 35 points between these 2 teams, both of which have struggled on offense in the first half. And, boy, we are looking forward to a great second half of play between the Cardinals and the Rams. Now, coming up, let's talk some baseball a little bit, Jim. Wednesday, Game 2 of the American League Division Series. The Texas Rangers face the New York Yankees. Jim Burt's New York Yankees, that's Paul O'Neill there. Then on Thursday, Game 2 of the National League Division Series with the Braves and the Dodgers or Padres. Back with more in a moment.
You've been waiting all summer for the season premiere of The X-Files.
Don't unlock doors you're not prepared to go through.
I'm going to need some protection, Scully.
This Friday.
You know.
Dockers Halftime, brought to you by Dockers Khakis. If you get invited to the luxury boxes, make sure you look like you've been there before. Hey, nice pants.
James Brown along with Terry Bradshaw. Let's get you caught up on the NFL scoreboard for San Francisco. Elvis Gerbach at the helm, all over the Falcons, 27-3 that at the half. Cheeseheads everywhere, including Seattle.
Absolutely, and why not? Brett Favre back looking for Robert Brooks. Darrell Williams laid a huge hit
Brooks has to leave the game with a concussion. Far back, 14 touchdowns. He actually has 2 touchdown passes in the first half. This is the first one right here in the corner of the end zone. Favre finds Antonio Freeman. That touchdown pass, 13 is Favre's on another MVP league. Although in this game he had missed his first 5 passes. Also, 19 turnarounds for the season so far. 13 interceptions by the Pack. Ties the most they had in 95.
Boy, you are information laden. Look at the Rams players cooling off.
Oh, yeah, cooling ooff, brother. Eddie Kennison, rookie out of where? LSU, fighting Tiger. He takes this one 66 yards as St. Louis Rams jump out early, 7-0. Tony Banks, young rookie out of Michigan State, takes the ball, rolls right, 34-yard touchdown pass to the corner of the end zone. Who to? Eddie Kennison. Second touchdown pass on the day for Banks. He hit a long one earlier to Robert Brooks, 21-14. Rams over the Cardinals at the half.
All Louisiana players good?
Absolutely, you know they are.
All right, Rams make that the Chiefs and Chargers all tied. Chiefs 12 consecutive wins in the AFC West on the line here. Giants upended the Vikings. Vikings no longer undefeated. Jacksonville knocked Carolina from the ranks of the undefeated by 10. Baltimore over the hapless Saints. Your Saints 0-5 again this year. Buccaneers, boy, talk about hapless. Lions in sync. And the Steelers by 14 over the Oilers.
And the Broncos 14-10. John Elway, a big day. And the Raiders, 4 field goals by Jeff Jager. Boy, he undoes his old former boss, Al Davis. Man, that's got to be tough for the Raiders.
Some of the local news, others will return for highlights. Back in a bit. For the Doctors Halftime, along with Terry Bradshaw, I'm James Brown. We'll get you caught up on the NFL scoreboard. The Panthers fall from the ranks of the unbeaten. It was hot in Jackson.
Hot. Get in line. Hot has to. Jimmy Smith. There you are. 8-yard TD reception from Mark Burnell. Jacksonville up by 14. Bill Akapatuka, the frying rookie running back. He limps off the field. In comes Anthony Johnson. He fumbles from the 1-yard line. And then finally, James Stewart. Look at the effort. 4 yards out. His second touchdown rushing on the day. 24-14 Jacksonville.
Will Reeves smile at the end of this one?
Absolutely. When you can't pound it in, fool them. There it is. Trickery. Aaron Pierce on the reverse. Minnesota down by 5, 12-7. Moon rallying the Vikings, but no. There's Felipe Sparks. There's the interception. There's your final score. Holy cow, the Giants win.
Tony Dungy asking, what can I do to turn it around?
Well, Wayne Fonte, but first of all, you got to get you a left-handed quarterback, 1 to 6'6", and can throw the guys like Johnny Moore. 31-yard touchdown reception. And here go the Lions. What do you do when a guy's really covered, JB?
Throw it to him anyway.
That's right. Throw it to that big guy, Herman Moore.
Hard-hitting Brian Cox.
Yeah, Cox is nothing. Look at David Craig back. He says, Rashaan Salam, how many guys you got on? Just got one. There you go. Throw it, catch it anyway. 17-10. Oakland up by 7. Jeff Jager. There you go. 4th field goal on the day. He kicks the Bears over his former team, the Oakland Raiders.
Tom Zach to whom?
Oh, I don't know.
Charlie Johnson.
Charlie Johnson, what a grab. Steelers are on a roll. I knew they would be. They're back hotter than ever. And look at this. Talk about a fight. Only a quarterback like Tom, look at this. Down, up, punching. Only a quarterback like this that played for Pittsburgh, and he saw some of my old Steeler highlights and saw that I used to do this all the time to the big guy who's not even in here to watch.
But he was getting his buns kicked, Terry.
No, that's a setup, man. That's a setup. He already hit him in Adams after 2 times.
And Terry bled all over him. Doctor's Halftime continues after this.
Welcome back to Tempe, Sun Devil Stadium, where St. Louis and Arizona playing a barn burner, 21-14. As we wind down to the final moments of our halftime festivities and rest here, Eric Clemons and Jim Burt, glad to be back with you here from Sun Devil Stadium. I tell you what, Jim, this has been a much more exciting game in terms of offensive production than we might have expected in the first half. 35 points.
Both quarterbacks playing great. Kent Graham, 10 consecutive passes in a row. The difference in the game, Eddie Kennison.
That's right. Special teams at punt return earlier. Let's take a look now at the numbers in the first half, and you can see, as reflected on the scoreboard, they are pretty much even.
Yeah, you look at the turnovers right here. I talk about it all the time. There's 3 turnovers. But the difference in the game is the special teams, the touchdown by Kenny. And the stats are about the same. Everything's about the same. And, you know, both teams got it going pretty good right now. And offensively, and the quarterback's got to feel confident. Tony Banks rolling out. They're doing some things with him. Kent Graham, they've gone to him and he's thrown a little short pass. They've got to stick with that. That play just before the half, when they got the turnover, they needed to capitalize on it, and they didn't. They went against what the things they were doing. They're throwing those short passes and getting them out. He held the ball a couple times, 2 sacks, and that made the difference right there.
Quarterback comparison, both Banks and Graham's not much experience in the NFL, but look at them. They are playing like seasoned veterans so far this afternoon.
Yeah, you look at Kent Graham, 17 for 22. That's some fantastic stats. And then you got Banks, 9 for 13. Of course, that one interception, he made a mistake in that overthrow. But they're playing very well, and the coaches got to be excited about that. And you got to like what the Cardinals have done. Cardinals get behind 21, actually 14-0. They come back with 2 big drives, one of 67 yards, one of 74 yards. And Kent Graham with those 10 completions in a row really coming on fire.
Isaac Bruce with a long touchdown catch earlier today in the second quarter. LeShon Johnson, a couple of big catches, and look at the distribution for the Rams. Tony Banks doing the job at quarterback.
Yeah, Tony Banks, they're moving him out of the pocket. I like that. They're not putting him in situations where he's got to make the plays. He's throwing the ball. The long passes are, you know, if it's intercepted, it's like a punt. But I like what they are doing with him, moving him around in the pocket, making things happen that way.
Eddie Kinnison hoping to come up with some more big plays in the second half. He had a big touchdown reception and a big punt return for a score. And LeShon Johnson coming up with a couple of key catches. Boy, he's a big difference in terms of his rushing output this week. 5 carries for only 2 yards after that 214-yard team record-setting performance last week in New Orleans, but he's been a crucial pass receiver.
Yeah, I believe the Rams with their defense, their penetrating defense, they're not giving him those cutback lanes. There are no holes for him to run. So what they've done with it, to counter that, they've thrown a little short pass to Larry Centers, to LeShon Johnson becoming a receiver right now, and he's hitting those passes and getting them, you know, opening up other things right now. So if they're going to take away the run, just keep Kent Graham in the pass. He's hot right now. I got to keep going with what's working right now.
And Chip Low-Miller tees it up to kick it off from his 30. It's going to the far side of the field where Leland McElroy and Ryan Terry play I got it, no you take it. And instead it winds up a touchback as the Cardinals will start 1st and 10 from their own 20. Tonight on Fox at the Movies, John Woo, the director of the box office smash Broken Arrow, brings a world premiere motion picture to Fox. John Woo's Once a Thief, an explosive Fox original movie, tonight at 7 p.m. Central. And the Arizona Cardinals to start at 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line as we start the third quarter. We're in a warm day, 90-plus degrees here in Tempe at Sun Devil Stadium. And Graham red hot in the first half. Hopes to continue it. Now he gets it on the reverse, and LeShon Johnson on the carry. Doesn't have any room, no. He was thrown for a loss on the play. Roman Pfeiffer was the first to hit him, and we also have a flag down on the play.
Yeah, you're not any play that's going to take a long time in developing. You are not going to. It's holding against the Cardinals. You are not going to run on slow development plays against the Cardinals. They've got the fastest linebackers in the league right now. Their defensive linemen are getting upfield, getting off the ball.
81, offense. Still first down.
And on that play, you see Roman Pfeiffer, the kind of speed that he has. Too much closing speed right there. They've got to continue to do what they're doing. I know they're backed up right now, and it's not a good situation. It's not the type of offense they can recover from this type of backup, 2nd and 20.
Rams quick on that reverse to LeShon Johnson, who has not had the room today. You saw earlier just a couple of yards on 5 carries. Rams, though, accept the penalty, setting up 1st and 20 from the 10-yard line of Arizona. And Graham looking to put it upstairs. This quick dump out of the backfield to Larry Centers, and Centers gets a couple of yards within the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 8 on that play. That'll set up 2nd and 12.
Yeah, that's exactly what's been working for him. The 2 long drives ahead. With Kent Graham, that's what he does best right there. He's just throwing it. He's a little drop back and lets it clear out and throws it to Larry Centers. That's like a runner play as far as I'm concerned.
On 2nd down, call it 12 from the 18-yard line. Cardinals with 3 receivers split to the far side, and the draw play to Centers, who gets it just over the 20 to the 21 before he's brought down by Jimmy Jones. Leslie O'Neal also there on the tackle.
You would think those plays would go for a little more yardage with the way that they penetrate. Kevin Carter and Jimmy Jones.
Cardinals pass distribution, and tight ends aren't being used on either side of the ball, but look at Graham to the running back. The perfect 12 for 12.
Yeah, that's what's working for him. Like I say, that's what the 49ers do so well. They throw to the running back, let them get yards, get the catch.
On 3rd down and 9, Graham from the shotgun. Look to put it upstairs, and he goes deep down the far side. flag down, but Rob Moore makes a nice diving catch-up at the 48-yard line. Let's see what the officials rule here. Anthony Parker was there on the coverage.
I think Anthony Parker got his hand on him after that 5 yards.
Pass interference. 39. Defense is declined.
That's what happened exactly. Jeremy Lincoln. That's exactly what happened on that play right there. He got his hands on Rob Moore right after the 5-yard zone, and he can't touch the guy.
Here's another look at the throw, and Lincoln clearly beaten on that play.
And that's a rhythm. That's a rhythm type pattern right there. If it's incomplete, it's almost like a punt if it's intercepted. So, and he threw it in a spot where only Rob Moore can catch the ball.
Nice throw, nice catch, positive gain for the Cardinals, and Graham on the keeper. After the fake, throws it high, and it is almost intercepted. Toby Wright was back there, got his hands on it, and almost held on to it.
And, you know, he had Larry Centers wide open, a little dump pass, and he got greedy and threw it down the field. If he just dumps that pass off, Larry Centers takes the ball, and who knows how far he runs. He needed to dump that pass off. It was a very nicely designed play. He just needed to dump the ball off to Larry Centers, which was only 5 yards in front of him.
And that would have made it 15 completions in a row for Kid Graham. Instead, he misses that one, and is fortunate it's not intercepted by Toby Wright, the strong safety of the Rams. So on second down, we get some movement on that one. Flags all over the place, at least 4 of them on the field. And it looked like the Cardinals moved early on that one.
75, offense. Still second down.
Lomas Brown, the first one to move, but a couple other teammates joined him after he got up out of his stance.
Yeah, those penalties will take you out of rhythm. You got to try to avoid those penalties. Like I say, you know, these Rams, they pin their ears back, and they can really bring the pressure. Now, if they're going to throw the ball here, they talked about it, they game planned it, they've got to stick with it. Just before half, they didn't do it. They've got to throw on rhythm the way they have. What's made them successful so far. Throw the ball on rhythm here.
Out of the shotgun. Rams in a 3-man line, and they blitz a linebacker, and the dump-off goes out of the backfield as he was looking for Anthony Edwards on the play. And that one was a little low. Edwards could not hold on to it.
And that was a well-designed play. It looked like it was going to go for some yardage. There weren't any Ram defenders out there, and they had 3 blockers out front. Again, Kent Graham gets a little nervous, and he instead of like laying it out there to him, he kind of like flung it at him. It was a tough catch.
Again, stalled by penalties. The Cardinals with 5 whistled against them this afternoon for 45 yards. And this forces a 3rd and 15 from the Phoenix 43. Graham will work from the shotgun. The 3 receivers split to the near side, and Edwards in motion. Off the play fake, Graham still looking down the middle of the field, and that one is again almost intercepted on the play.
Roman Pfeiffer makes the play. Now, Kent Graham tried to jam that in there. He got a little pressure in his face. He needs to dump that ball and just go on to the next series. He cannot start holding the ball. Here he is on a replay right here. He sits in the pocket. He gets a little pressure up front, you'll see. And he tries to force the ball in there. He needs to throw this ball away right here. Roman Pfeiffer jumps in front of him. He's lucky that ball's not picked off.
Off the deflection, Gerald McBurrow, second-year defensive back out of Kansas, almost comes up with that pick. Jeff Beagles now with the punt. A line drive kick, fair caught by Kinnison at his own 18-yard line. And the St. Louis Rams take over with their first possession of the second half, leading by 7 when we come back to Tempe.
Two near listings. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Porsche, who wish to remind you there is no substitute. By Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires. By American Express, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more. And by McDonald's, official break of the NFL. I wasn't kidding when I said it was pretty hot here at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, and
Everybody trying to find a way to cool off, including us up here in the booth, high atop the stadium. Anthony Parker, Rams defensive back, is dehydrated. His return is questionable, but the Rams have the ball on offense. And Tony Bankston is offense, 1st and 10 from their own 18. And they give to Harold Green. Green gets up near the 25-yard line, so he'll pick up nearly 7.
Yeah, they've got to establish Harold Green in the second half. You know, you run the ball to protect the lead, and they really need him to get in there and do it right now. And that was a nice run and a good start the second half for Harold Green.
Harold Green averaging 4 yards a carry today, 4.5 yards a carry coming into the day. On 2nd and short. Michael Bankston was first to hit him.
That was great pursuit. Great pursuit. You run to Seth Joyner. Seth Joyner's got this rep really well. Great pursuit back here. You watch the play. If Simeon Rice chasing it from the backside, Bankston missed the tackle, but Seth Joyner cleans him up with a nice hit. Seth Joyner laid out a little bit. Seth Joyner, a long-time pro. He's a guy that studies and studies and studies. He knows these formations. He knows what's going to happen before the play starts.
We have a whistle here. Timeout for the Rams as Banks did not like what he was seeing there from his vantage point at quarterback. So he's going to talk it over with his coaches on the near side as St. Louis tries to get a fresh set of downs when we return to Sun Devil Stadium. Clemons and Jim Burt back at a very hot Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe. You see the Arizona Cardinals have one big fan to cool the entire team sitting on the bench on the near side, and the St. Louis Rams have a number of those cool zone deals.
I don't know. The Cardinals might have an angle right there with that dry one.
Maybe an advantage. They got one dehydrated player already, and Anthony Parker is returned questionable once again, and the pass comes to the near side. It looked like a little bit behind Eddie Kennison, but Ronnie Bradford was there in close coverage.
A little bit behind him, but definitely catchable for Eddie Kennison right there.
Instead, the Rams will be forced to punt. Here's Sean Landeta.
Here's Sean Landeta, an ex-teammate of mine. What a weapon he is and was for the Giants, kicking in that wind. He told me, he says, when I kick indoors, he says, I'd lead the league every year. He's in his 12th year. In the last 2 years, he's led the NFL in kicking. What an asset he is. Sean Landeta. You can see in his right foot. You can see in his right foot right there. He's got a new shoe. Someone must have gave him a new pair of shoes.
And he hits that one very well. Marcus Dowdell goes back to his 13 to take the punt, and Dowdell looking for room on the near side doesn't have much. He goes down at his 18-yard line. Roman Pfeiffer there on the tackle along with Tom Holmco. And some extracurricular activity going on out there. Ronald McKinnon exchanging some shoves with somebody. No flags on the play. The Arizona Cardinals get it back when we return to Tempe. Everybody trying to keep cool here at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe. The temperature's on the field nearly 100 degrees.
It's going to play a big factor in this end of this third quarter and fourth quarter. And I think, of course, the Cardinals practicing this, and you know they got the advantage.
Cardinals with no runs today on first downs, 9 passes, good for 98 yards. Now they get a run, and LeShon Johnson dives through the middle for a short gain on the play.
You people at home, you feel you want to play special teams. Let's look like a Mike Skurlick right here. He gets double teamed, gets pushed out of bounds. He continues to hustle down the field and get in on the play. Actually, he gets clipped at the end here right now. You want to play special teams, that's what you got to do. You got to hustle down the field. That's great hustle by Mike Skurlick.
And now it sets up a second down and 9 to go. 2 receivers split to the near side for Kent Graham in the Arizona offense. And Graham looking to put it upstairs again. Swings it over the backfield to LeShon Johnson. Makes a nice move and gets out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Where are the shoes of those 2 Ram defenders, Robert Jones and Keith Lott?
You know, he's the guy 214 yards last week. He hasn't been able to rush the ball, but he's catching the ball in the backfield. And here's Kent Graham. Here's the situation he's been in. He delivers the ball right on the money, gives LeShon Johnson a chance to make a move and a chance for him to have something happen. And you can see great things can happen when he gets in the open field.
Nice moves on that play, and LeShon Johnson, unable to get anything going on the ground so far, has become a weapon as a receiver. The pitch to LeShon Johnson, and Johnson picks up maybe 3 yards after the 34-yard line. It'll set up 2nd and 7. O'Neal and Robert Jones bring him down.
Robert Jones with a great pursuit again. There's the two quarterbacks, Steve Walsh and Boomer Esiason. And you know Boomer's into the game. He's into the game coaching. He's like one of the coaches right now for Ken Graham. He's really into the game. I've been watching him all game.
Walsh, the 3rd quarterback in the depth chart, would play only in an emergency today for Rich Brooks' Rams. And that swing pass out to LeShon Johnson is off his hands and incomplete. Now let's send it back to our Fox Television Center in Hollywood for this McDonald's game break. JB?
Eric, Chris Warren of Seattle had been struggling through the season. Take a look at this run. Breaks a couple of tackles here and shows his speed. Howie Long thinks he's one of the best kept secrets around. Seattle now trailing just by 10 to Green Bay in the 3rd now. Back to Eric Clemons and Jim Burt.
Thank you very much, JB. Greg Davis hoping his offense at least continues the march and gets him into field goal range at the very least. His team down by 7 here in the 3rd quarter, and Graham looking to put it upstairs under some pressure. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws near side, and that one is short. As he was looking on the near side for Marcus Dowdell, and Dowdell was well covered on the play.
Let's take a look at Leslie O'Neal right here. Ken Graham takes a 7-step drop. Here's Leslie O'Neal here. Coming on the outside against Lomas Brown. Makes a quick outside move and beats him right now. And Ken Graham, being 6'5", he's able to shrug that off and get the ball out. You know, that was a great play by Ken Graham, not taking a sack, because you don't want to get these Rams pumped up. That was a good throwaway. They punt the ball and go on to the next series.
Mr. Everything so far today. Eddie Kinnison back deep, standing at his 18-yard line to receive this one. Line drive, punt comes down at the 24. Kinnison with a lane. Kinnison across the 40. Up across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Another solid return for Eddie Kinnison, who's had a career so far today with special teams and even a touchdown reception in this one.
Yeah, Ronald McKinnon made a nice play, hustled over and made a tackle because he looked like he had end zone in his sights again. Now, what that does is just puts them in great field position here.
Next week on Fox NFL Sunday, it begins with America's favorite pregame show. Tune in as JB, Howie, and Ronnie discuss which quarterbacks are now the best and worst in the NFL. As Brett Favre surpassed Steve Young and Troy Aikman as the quarterback king, find out next Sunday on Fox NFL Sunday. Tony Banks, maybe with the potential to join the ranks of those great players a little later, hands it off to Lawrence Phillips, who is buried. Eric Hill and Seth Joyner were there. They snuffed that one out right away.
Eric Hill with the penetration, Eric Swan with the penetration, and they're really flowing to the ball well. Hey, that quarterback situation, Eric, what do you think? Who's the top quarterback?
I think Brett Favre right now is the best quarterback and perhaps the best player in all of football right now. He's just doing it sometimes almost all alone for Green Bay.
Sometimes I think maybe the system. I like John Elway. John Elway brings his team, makes his team so much better, and he doesn't have to have a lot of talent around. He does it himself.
Well, let's see what the guys at the Fox NFL Sunday pregame show think next week. Tune in. Best pregame show in America, and that quick pass out there from Tony Banks is incomplete. As he was looking for Isaac Bruce, and Bruce has some words for Michael Bankston and Aeneas Williams and anybody else who wants to come over there from the other side of the ball.
That's a situation where Tony Banks has just got to settle down and deliver the ball. That was almost too much heat on that ball for him for the receiver to catch it. Take a little off that ball and let him catch the ball.
They'll set up a second down for Banks and the Rams at the 42-yard line. Isaac Bruce coming out to the near side. And Banks back to throw again. Flushed out of the pocket. He doesn't get away, however. Simeon Rice coming up with his 4th sack of the season. And the rookie out of Illinois has reason to celebrate.
Yeah, he didn't let him get out of the pocket that time. Tony Banks, it looked like Isaac Bruce was running down and up. And he was going to scramble out of the pocket and make a long throw out of it. You can watch right here. There's Simeon Rice coming up in a stunt right up the middle, and he makes the tackle on Banks. Doesn't give him a chance to get out. Isaac Bruce was running a stop and go. It looked like he may have had him on that play if Simeon Rice doesn't make the sack.
Marcus Dowdell back at his own 15 received the punt of Sean Landetta. Rice a sack for the 4th straight week. Landetta a high punt. Dowdell Dowdell. A fair catch signaled for right at his 25-yard line, but we have a flag down back on the St. Louis side of the field. And holding, the indication against the Rams.
Rams get a good punt, knock him down in decent field position, and they get a penalty.
So now the tides turn a little bit. It was the Cardinals on special teams who were committing some key penalties, one of them leading to a re-kick and a punt return for a touchdown to Kinnison. Now the Rams have to endure a penalty on their special team.
Number 23 of the kicking team will penalize 10 yards and re-kick.
Eric, so far what I see in the second half, it's almost like a boxing match. They're almost feeling each other out right now, not trying to make the big mistakes. The quarterbacks are doing a good job pulling the ball down when they need to, not throwing it into coverage and making that big mistake. That's going to be the next key big mistake. Might probably turn the game one way or another.
Gerald McBurrow on the holding penalty there, forcing Landeta to re-kick it. He'll boot it up from about his 11. And Marcus Dowdell standing back at his 27 to receive it, deep in punt formation. Landeta, line drive kick comes down on the near side to Dowdell at his 25. Dowdell trying to find a lane on the near side, gets it out across the 40 to the 42, so you bet. Positive yardage gain because of that key penalty against the special teams of St. Louis. And Arizona starts in great shape at its own 43-yard line when we come back.
It started with the Arch Deluxe. Now McDonald's introduces more sandwiches with the grown-up taste.
Honey, our little boy, he's growing up.
Into what? Whole chicken breast fillet and fish fillet. It's McDonald's with a grown-up taste. Now get McDonald's Chicken Deluxe or Fish Deluxe free with this coupon when you buy large fries and a medium Coke. Just look for the coupons. See stores for details.
I can't believe this has happened to me. I mean, the car tires are gone and the battery's gone.
Everybody goes through bad times. And you can see them change if you calm them down, you explain things to them when maybe they were feeling in a position of powerlessness.
Robin, could you call a cab?
That's a great feeling. When something happens to somebody else, I want to give that back. I think that's what this is all about, really.
Being in good hands is the only place to be.
Testing breakout jackets for Champs Sports.
Prepare to head visually.
Evan Smith, report to station area B.
Hey, how are those jackets coming? The hat works great.
Prepare to test the hat.
Starter breakout jackets, exclusively at Champs Sports.
Looks like pretty good news if you're a St. Louis Rams fan. Thomas Holmco walking off the field under his own power after being injured on that special team. Wednesday, Game 2 of the American League Division Series is the Texas Rangers face the New York Yankees. And then on Thursday, Game 2 of the National League Division Series when the Atlanta Braves begin their quest to repeat as world champs against either the Padres or the Dodgers. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. Check your local listing.
Andy Pettit and Derek Jeter, look out.
Okay, all right. Juan Gonzalez. I like the Rangers. Their first postseason appearance. They're going to be pumped up about it. And on 1st and 10, the Cardinals trying to take advantage of great field position, and Kent Graham looking for Larry Centers out of the backfield is knocked down on the play and overshoots Centers for an incompletion.
I don't know what type of play selection that was.
Kent Graham looking to the sideline and apparently is not hearing the coach's call in his radio unit in the helmet.
Excuse me, they've had 34 passes to 12 rushes so far. If it's working, stay with it, but throw those little short swing passes.
They have been very successful so far this afternoon for the Cardinals offense on 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Graham has to get rid of that one. He was under heavy pressure, and that one to Larry Centers was knocked out of his hands and incomplete. Todd Light on the coverage knocks it away, and Jim Fausel has to think of something else to do because nothing's been working lately.
Well, when you have when you're second and long, and you've got a penetrating defense like the Rams, they're very aggressive. They're in a one-gap technique. They're just taking on a snap. They're taking right off, and get into the backfield. Those play actions don't mean anything, and that's what happened right there. He got too much pressure on him and had to dump the ball off. It's like running the play action right now. It's not going to work. They know it's going to be a pass, and they're putting off the ball.
The Rams with 6 defensive backs in the game. As Graham comes from the shotgun. Screen set up on the near side. He has Anthony Edwards, and Edwards hurdles across the 50 to the 49-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by about 4 yards. Anthony Parker returned to the game. Todd Light, rather, and Jeremy Lincoln in on the stop.
Todd Knight really close nice on that one. It was great effort by both guys. There's a little swing pattern out here. Shorter first down, but it was great effort here by Edwards. And Todd Light closes and makes a nice tackle, comes in late. Very nice play right there on both offense and defense.
And Anthony Parker did return to the game to assist on that tackle. Todd Light makes his 11th tackle.
There's a fake, and they got it. Boy, oh boy, that's a nice play by the Rams. Fake punt, and they stop him right. They try to knock tackle play, and it is clogged up. Well, that could be a big turnaround right there. Snap it to the up guy right here. He tries to run off tackle, and there's nowhere to go. But it was read very nicely. Boy, oh boy, that's a big turnaround right there. They could have the Cardinals could have backed up the Rams. Instead, they go for the fake punt. Now the Rams got great field position at a 49-yard line.
Keith Crawford and Mike Skurlock in to sniff out that special teams trickery. And the Rams in great shape on the Cardinal side of the field at the 49-yard line. Out of the I formation, Tony Banks. And the play fake, Banks looking deep to the near side. He's got Isaac Bruce wide open. And Bruce will go in for the touchdown. 49 yards.
They burned Ronnie Bradford on that one. They caught him off guard, play action. Bam, throw it right up top.
Isaac Bruce, his second touchdown of the game on a long reception. And Tony Banks, his third touchdown pass of the game.
Here it is, play action pass, looking in the backfield. Someone broke the coverage right here. There's Ronnie Bradford. And on the other side, you got Kwani Lassiter again being burned. Boy, they must have been looking in the backfield on that one because that was a definitely blown coverage right there.
Well, Isaac Bruce putting together back-to-back excellent weeks receiving the football for the Rams. And Chip Lowmiller coming on to attempt his 4th extra point of the day. He's got it right through. So now the Rams enjoying a 28-14 lead with 6:14 to go in the third quarter. Isaac Bruce, his second touchdown of the day, puts St. Louis in charge.
American Express, how can I help you?
How can I help you?
Oh, sure. Of course we help small businesses.
Why don't we start with your cash flow?
Okay, we can arrange a line of credit for you.
We can take care of that.
It'll give you more flexibility.
We actually have several cards to help you manage expenses better.
Maybe our credit card will work for you.
I'll set up a meeting for you with one of our CPAs.
Together we can sort this tax situation out. We can always make adjustments when your situation changes.
Call American Express at 1-800-SUCCESS to help your small business do more.
I really do have dandruff, so I did it. I took the Dinerex test. Dinerex tingled. Head and shoulders, nothing.
All these have effective dandruff medicine, but Dinerex has something extra that tingles, feels fresh.
You won't see me scratching my head in Miami.
Dinerex, the serious dandruff shampoo.
Goodyear retailers are celebrating low prices. Now save up to 25% off the regular price on some of Goodyear's most popular tires. So call your nearest retailer at 1-800-GOODYEAR and join the saving celebration.
From John Woo, the director of Broken Arrow, comes the world premiere movie, Watch the Thief, tonight at 8, 7 Central.
Last season, these hands caught 122 passes. That was only 121. Now that's more like it.
Fox NFL Sunday. The Panthers take on Chris Carter and the Vikings next week.
Welcome back to Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe. His teammates call him Reverend Ike. He's got very strong religious beliefs and everything. His faith paying off today with a couple of long touchdown receptions for Isaac Bruce, one of 46 yards in the first half. This one 49 yards to put the Rams up top, 28-14. Lowmiller's kickoff coming down 15. Finally brought down after he tries to come back to the near side of the field.
Let's look at the touchdown right here. Banks sits back, little play action right here. Not much of a play action. Sits back, very calm in the pocket, and delivers the ball. Gives a little pressure up front, but not much. He delivers the ball, a little blown coverage in the side. So we'll look at Isaac right here. Bradford is pushing him out, thinks he's got help inside, and it had to be a blown coverage right there by Kawani Lassiter. Easy touchdown for Isaac Bruce. Now, that's two times now that the defensive backs have looked in the backfield for easy touchdowns for Isaac Bruce.
What a debut for that man. Tony Banks, 3 touchdown passes on the day. And the Rams have a 28-14 lead with just over 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. And Kent Graham now will have to put it upstairs to get his team back in it. And the throw over the middle is incomplete as he was looking for Rob Moore on the post side.
A little bit frustrated right there. He felt that Rob Moore should have came down with that ball. He threw it low enough, and Rob Moore is a good enough player, should have caught that ball. Now, that play action they're doing right there with Kent Graham, that's not doing anything to the Rams right now. They're up by 2 touchdowns, and those defensive linemen, they're just giving them more time to come in. They've got to forget those play action passes right now and just dump those little short passes out and just get the ball moving. Get something happening for the offense.
Graham continuing to have some trouble hearing his transmitter unit located in the helmet to get the calls from the coaches, Jim Fassel and the coaches upstairs. They have to signal it to him and gives the draw play to Larry Centers, and Kevin Carter is right there to meet him for slight loss on the play.
Yeah, Kevin Carter's having some game right there. He's coming in, he's slashing, and he pursued very well. They're very active defensive front. And those draws haven't worked all day.
Now the Rams get a chance to pin their ears back once again. Leslie O'Neal told us yesterday that he didn't feel that they had ever had a chance to be a real aggressive defensive unit because they've never been working with a lead. Now they have one of 14 points on 3rd and long. From the shotgun, Kent Graham in motion. Anthony Edwards to the near side and off the play fake. Graham looking deep down the middle. Has a man open. Rob Moore reverse spins, but it's brought down at the 32-yard line by Keith Lyle. But it's a first down for Arizona.
Now, Rob Moore should have caught the one before that. He's been open on that pattern all day. What was impressive about that one was the pass protection. Lomas Brown, one-on-one on Leslie O'Neal, and did a great job. Ken Graham was able to step up in the pocket and deliver the ball right on time.
So first down and 10 for Arizona. Trying to get back into this ball game with 4:40 to go in the third quarter. In motion is Frank Sanders, and the give to LeShon Johnson. Cuts it back the other way, now back up inside, but we have a flag down on the far side of the field. And the Rams seem to think that Lomas Brown did a little holding out there.
Yeah, anytime it's to the point of attack and goes around a corner like that, you see that flag, you know it's holding.
And it is. Preliminary indication, and I'll get it right in a minute, against Lomas Brown and the Cardinal offense.
Holding, 85, offense, still first down.
Again, it puts them in a situation, 1st and 20. It's exactly playing into the Rams' hands, aggressive defense. Right now, they've got to forget about those draw plays right now and those play actions. Just do what they do best. Swing the ball out, throw those little slant patterns. They're open all day.
3 receivers split to the far side for Kent Graham and his offense, and Graham will put it upstairs again on 1st and 20, but flags are down. Let's see what this call is.
Ball start, 67, offense, still first down.
Duval Love moves a little early, so call it 1st and 25 for the Cardinals, and this one keeps moving backwards.
Yeah, what's amazing about that is there's 2 12-year veterans making key mistakes, and they're putting themselves in a bad situation. If Kent Graham can bring him out of this, it'll give him a lot of momentum.
So it'll be 1st and 25 from the 16-yard line of Arizona. Cardinals penalized 7 times for 60 yards so far in the game. Graham looking over the middle, and he was hit back there as he released the ball. So that ball harmlessly incomplete. To set up 2nd and long, and Graham favoring the right wrist and hand a little bit.
Actually, that was pretty decent protection. The protection broke down at the end of the play. But Ken Graham's holding on to the ball, trying to get those deep patterns. And at first down, you just want to get a little chunk. You watch the protection right here. He's got decent protection. He's got to get the ball right now. He's got to get rid of it. And he just hangs on to the ball just about a second too long.
James Harris got some heat on him and hit the right arm just as he delivered the ball. And in 2nd and 25, Graham back in the pocket again, swings it out and swings it too high for Anthony Edwards as they tried to set up the screen to the right side.
Yeah, Kent Graham's got to give Anthony Edwards a chance. Let him catch the ball and make something happen. Who knows? He had 2 blockers out right there, and he had an open field in the middle. Who knows if he can take it for a first down? But you got to give the guy a chance to overthrow him on a short little pass. He's making the hard throws, and the short throws he seems to be a little anxious.
I know you're a defensive guy, but what do you call if you're offensive coordinator on 3rd and 25 to try to get a fresh set of downs here?
They've got to be very, very careful not to put themselves in a situation. Now, I run the jab, go and throw it long, and if it's intercepted, it's going to be like a punt. But you can't throw anything across the middle right now and have the game turn around on you. As we're looking, that's a free play right here. It's exactly what he talked about. He's going up top. That's a good play right there. If that's intercepted, you tackle the ball and you got it's like a punt. He drew him offside like he said he was going to. The Rams are pinning their ears back. He won on 3, and he won on 3 that time. He's been going on 2. He won on 3 that time, and they jumped outside. Kevin Carter's a little anxious on that one.
Rob Morey was looking for on the deep pattern down the far sideline. Moore attempting to make his 7th catch of the day, and he's kind of down on all 4s there as he kind of hurt himself trying to come down with that one. Moore with 6 catches for 115 yards so far on the day.
Here's Rob Moore right here. He's going down in the pattern. There's this little lob up there. There's a free play right here. He throws it, and it looks like his legs tangled up right there. He falls hard on his knee. They tangle their legs up a little bit, and I think he fell right down on top of the knee.
Rob Moore, who came out of a season-long slump last week with 4 catches for 91 yards and a touchdown in New Orleans, has 6 catches for 115 yards today and a touchdown, and
put all his weight.
Good news here is he's walking off under his own power. Moore and Isaac Bruce both having big afternoons. Bruce, especially with those couple of deep touchdown catches. Moore being used more on the intermediate, the deep stuff. 19.2 yards per catch for Rob Moore, who left the field under his own power. And there's Isaac Bruce. He has a couple of touchdowns today.
Yeah, both of these quarterbacks are getting the ball downfield. You know, they're throwing that short pattern to open up the long stuff. And they both got strong arms, and they're showing it today. Those receivers love it. They love to have the big plays and, pile up those yards.
Moore celebrating a birthday earlier this week. Out at practice on Friday at the Cardinals training complex. Got a big cake delivered and some balloons from family members, and wincing a little bit in pain over there, but walking around under his own power. That's good news for the Cardinals. On 3rd and 20, and Graham in a lot of trouble, and down he goes. Jimmy Jones was back there along with Kevin Carter and DeMarco Farr cleaning up on the sack.
It looked like the whole front 4 was in there. It was like an avalanche coming in on Kent Graham, and he was smart to pull it down and not make the bad throw there. Here it is, out front 4 getting off the ball. It looks like they're all getting in there pretty good. The pocket's collapsing on them, and all 4 come in there and make the play on them. Leslie O'Neal cleans up.
Now Fiegel punting and doesn't get a good hold of that one. Low line drive kick is caught by Kinnison at the 48, and Kinnison gets down inside the 30-yard line before many of the Cardinals even know he has the ball. So the low line drive punt by Fiegel is returned deep into Arizona territory by Eddie Kinnison, who's having a marvelous afternoon.
Yeah, he really is. He caught that ball. Very alert. Kinnison very alert, low punt. He just comes in, instead of not fielding, he catches it on the fly, takes a little bit of a chance, and really gets great field position for the Rams offense to start. This kid is really playing well. Special teams, he's really lighting them up. He's setting the stage right here. A punt return for a touchdown, and he's put them in great field position every single time he's touched the ball.
Have an injured Rams player down on the field at the 43-yard line of Arizona. Seems to be working on the calf. Kinnison, 4 punt returns today, and including the long one of 66 yards and the touchdown, and what an average.
Yeah, he's averaging 32.3. And he looks like he broke 1 already. He looked like he could have broke 2 or 3 more.
And a big turning point so far here in the 3rd quarter when the Cardinals faked the punt On the 4th down, the Rams come up with the stop. And that is our turning point so far in the game.
Yeah, they're taking a chance right here. And they stop them here. They're going off tackle. And then the very next play, little play action, Banks goes back and hits Isaac Bruce on the touchdown. Here it is right here. And that's the turning point of the game so far. They're up by 2 touchdowns. And, you know, now they got the ball on the 29-yard line going in for another score.
The Cardinals defense has to come up big here. I formation behind Tony Banks. And Banks to pitch to Lawrence Phillips. Looking for some room. Has none on the far side. Eric Hill, the first man to come in to make the tackle.
Yeah, they talk about that 2-gap technique. All of them, there wasn't any lanes to run in. They all had the lanes. There wasn't any cutback lanes. That's exactly the defense that Vince Tobin wants for this defense right here. They had all their lanes covered, and Eric Hill comes up and makes the play. He's the leading tackler on the team. He had 57 tackles coming into this game, and he's got a bunch today.
The rookie out of Nebraska, Lawrence Phillips, averaging only 2.2 yards a carry coming into this game. He's the lone setback behind Tony Banks on 2nd and 10. He was stuck for no gain on 1st down. Banks, semi-rollout, and he is hit hard, and down he goes at the 40-yard line. Coming in there first was Eric Swan, who has a nice sack day.
Okay, let's watch Eric Swan on this play. 310 pounds. Here he is right here. He's he's in between the gap between the nose and the guard. And he just outpowers White out there, and he runs down the quarterback. Shows great speed and great closing speed right there. 6'5", 310 pounds. He's like a locomotive right there.
Eric Swan with 3 sacks coming into the game, picks up number 4 there on that play, setting up 3rd and very long for Tony Banks and the Rams. Banks looking deep down the middle, and that one is incomplete. He threw into coverage there. Eddie Kinnison, no, he wasn't looking for Kinnison, but J.T. Thomas on the play, but he was well covered down the middle.
Yeah, and he's lucky that wasn't picked off. He threw it right into coverage, and Vince Tobin said that he was going to mix the coverages up. He threw in the zone coverage that time. He's good. Well, I'll tell you, Tony Banks is great. When the pressure comes in, I don't know why he didn't do it that time, but rolling out of the pocket, that puts so much pressure on the defense, and guys seem to be coming wide open when he gets outside the pocket.
Landetta standing back at his own 45 will hunt it from about the 50, and he'll try to push this one out of bounds on the far side of the field. And he doesn't get it out of bounds. He kicks it down the middle instead, and it gets a favorable bounce for the Rams. And basically same difference. It's down at the 6-yard line where the Cardinals will be pinned deep in their own territory to start their possession. Next week on Fox NFL Sunday, Jerry Rice and the 49ers battle Isaac Bruce and the Rams in a tough NFC West matchup, plus other exciting regional action. It all begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Check local listings for the game and time in your area right here on Fox NFL Sunday.
That was some defensive stand by the Cardinals. The Rams got the ball on the 29-yard line, and they made them punt the ball. That was a great defensive stand. Now they got a chance in the game right now. Otherwise, a field goal puts them right out of it.
So Kent Graham, starting from his own 6-yard line, has to come up with a sustained march here to get these Cardinals back in the game. And LeShon Johnson has a big hole up the middle. And Johnson gets out across the 20 to the 24-yard line. Easily his best run of the day.
Yeah, you know what? That was a quick hitter, and it's the first time they've done that all day. They had a quick hitter. He ran right to the safeties. Here it is, ran straight up to the middle, no sliding, and hits those guys. See, the Rams, they want to penetrate, so you've got to hit them right now. They're pursued too well. They're too fast. They're too good athletes. You've got to hit them while they're in their penetration moves and hit those seams right now.
LeShon Johnson picks up 17 on that carry. Sets up 1st and 10 from the 24. In the draw. So LeShon Johnson, not as much room this time, but still gets across the 25 to the 26-yard line for a pickup of 2. DeMarco Farr and Kevin Carter bring him down.
But you can see the delay patterns are not going to the delay runs are not going to happen. These guys run and move to the ball too quick. They've got to have quick hitting plays to make things happen for themselves right now. Here it is, 10 rushes and 24 yards. It says it all right there for the running game. But they need to hit the hole right now and not let these guys, they're going upfield right now. Hit it right now.
On 2nd and 8 from the 26. Rams looking down the middle and has his receiver. Is it complete? No, incomplete. There's the ball there. He's looking for Rob Moore, who came back into the game after banging his knee on the last attempt. On their last possession, Robert Jones and Carlos Jenkins were there on the coverage of Moore.
Yeah, they're sitting back in those zones right there. Kent Graham tried to force it in there right there. I thought that ball should have been caught. Now they're in a tough situation now, 3rd and long. And guess what? Here come the Rams.
Who will wilt under the heat here in Tempe? And I tell you what, if you're down there close to 100 degrees on the field, it would be pretty easy. 4 receivers in, 2 split out to either side for Kent Graham, who comes near side and has his receiver, Anthony Edwards, beyond the first down stick, and the drive stays alive for the Arizona Cardinals. It will be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was a clutch throw and a clutch catch by Anthony Edwards right there. He threw on rhythm. That's exactly what they needed. They didn't give the defensive line a chance to get in there on Kent Graham. Clutch catch.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Rams lead it by 14 when we come back.
You're 5 days from the season premiere of the X-Files. Friday.
And it's Braveheart and Red as we start the 4th quarter here at Sun Devil Stadium. St. Louis Rams up by 14, but the Cardinals looking to continue their march. 1st and 10 at the 35 after a big completion to Anthony Edwards for the first down. And they give to LeShon Johnson, and Johnson gets up the middle for good yardage. He picked up 6, maybe 7 across the 40 to the 42.
They come back with the same play 2 plays ago, right up the middle, hitting it fast and hitting it hard. And that's how you got to do it. Nothing, you can't go laterally, you got to hit it straight at him.
LeShon Johnson coming out of the game right now.
This would be a good situation, you know, kind of a waste down, a little play action right here. You know, maybe go up top here. Just, you know, could be on 3rd down and 3, you should be able to convert that. 2nd down, waste down right there.
On 2nd and 3, 2 receivers split to the left. Graham. Centers with the lone setback, and Graham comes near side, has Frank P. Sanders, and it is off his hands and incomplete. Now let's return to our Fox Television Centers in Hollywood for this McDonald's game press.
Eric, Green Bay had lost 12 of his last 13 on turf. Doesn't look like it today. A bullet from Favre to Keith Jackson. 3rd touchdown toss of the day for Favre. 24-10, Green Bay in the 3rd. Eric Clemons, Jim Burt.
There goes that turf jinx at Packers.
Yeah, Brett Favre, the best quarterback, perhaps the best player in the NFL, at least in listeners' opinion anyway, leading his Packers with 3 touchdown passes today. On 3rd down and 3, Graham from the shotgun. Comes near side and has Marcus Dowdell, spins off tackle, spins across the 50 and into St. Louis territory at the 49-yard line, and Dowdell loves it, signaling 1st down for Arizona.
Boy, that ball was fired in there right there. He makes the tough throws look easy, and the easy throws he gets a little anxious here.
41 attempts today for Kent Graham, 260 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Graham with 24 completions on the day as well.
And he's got very good protection so far, too.
On 1st and 10, crucial drive here for the Arizona Cardinals. They nudge it across midfield to the St. Louis 49-yard line. And Graham looking near side on the slant, has Rob Moore inside the 40, inside the 35, spun down at the 33-yard line by Keith Locke.
Connects with Rob Moore again. And that little slant pattern, he just fakes right and just snaps the ball off to Rob Moore. Rob Moore's limping here a little bit with his right knee.
Banged up on a long attempt a couple of possessions ago, but this is a well-conceived play.
Here it is, little play action, and just fires into Rob Moore. Rob Moore makes a nice catch in traffic.
Another 1st down for the Arizona Cardinals. They get it at the 33-yard line. Drive now, 9th play coming up. They've moved it 60 yards, and on 1st and 10, Graham looking to put it upstairs once again. Going deep to the near side. Dowdell was covered well down in the near corner. It's overshot just a little bit and incomplete.
Yeah, he overthrew Marcus Dowdell there a little bit. But that's almost like setting up the Rams. You know, they need to loosen them up a little bit. They're throwing that underneath stuff right now. They need to loosen those defensive backs. They don't want them squatting and then picking one of those short passes off. So that loosens the defense up a little bit for those short patterns.
And Jeremy Lincoln remains in the near corner of the end zone. He's kind of doubled over in pain right now as the trainers go out to check him out. And looking at the lower legs of Jeremy Lincoln, who is limping a little bit and pretty much going off the field under his own power.
Well, you can see the Rams. They all got their helmets up. They're all on their knees. They are exhausted right now. 42 passes. That is a lot. That is a tremendous amount of pass rushes. These guys are exhausted right now. These are big guys rushing on every play. And they get off the ball on every play and they run for the ball. So these guys are exhausted right now. No matter what kind of condition they're in, you can't plan for something like that.
And Arizona continue the march down the field. We'll find out when we come back to Tempe in a moment.
This is Ford Escort. It's new and it's nifty. It's made for the smart, the intelligent thrifty. It's new out and in, has airbags for two. Even anti-lock brakes are available. Ooh, the trunk, it is huge to hold tremendous treasure. And if your treasure is of stupendous measure, the rear seat folds down to let bigger things in, still leaving room for your next of kin's kin. It has all the whatsits and gidgets, to put it concisely, and Escort's right price should suit you quite nicely.
They came in from the Midwest, but their reputations arrived long before they did. They were fast. They were vicious. They were merciless. Who are these dangerous men?
We are the Three Packerinos.
Fox NFL Sunday next week. Check local listings. Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the new Ford Expedition, the only way to get there. By Dockers Khaki. Hey, nice pants. By Fidelity Investments. Isn't it time you had Fidelity Investments working for you? And by Snickers. Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers. Hungry? Why wait?
Eric Clemons and Jim Burt back at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. On second down, Kent Graham looking to put it upstairs again. Comes on the slant pattern, has his man, Larry Sanders. Sanders stretching it forward for every yard he can get, but we do have a flag down on the play. And the preliminary signal holding against the Cardinals, another key penalty, Jim.
Yeah, there it is. Those will kill you every time. That ball was thrown in there like a bullet. A great play, and it looked like it was a first down. Now they're back and
65 offense. Still second down.
Second and 20, and they've got the drive going right now, and they need to capitalize on this drive. You know, down by 2 touchdowns, and now they're backed up again. Kent Graham's got to pull him out. Kent Graham is 25 for 43, a career high 276 yards. Okay, they're playing football game right now.
Rich Brooks hoping his defense can come through with another big play. They have an advantage right now as Arizona forced in second and long, second and 20 from the St. Louis 43-yard line. Graham actually makes it over the middle and off the hands of his intended receiver, Johnny McWilliams, the tight end, the rookie out of USC, had his hands on it, popped right straight up in the air.
There's Kent Graham delivering the ball right there, right in his hands. He's got to catch that ball. Now he catches that ball. Now it's 3rd and 10, and they're in a pretty decent situation. Now they're in a very tough situation, 3rd and 20. The pass rush is going to be coming.
Robert Jones was almost able to dive and get that one on the deflection. You see the drive, 10 plays, 50 yards for Arizona right now, but they need a key 3rd and 20 here. 12 minutes, 13 seconds to go in the contest. And jumping there with a little movement on both sides of the ball, Jimmy Jones gets to Graham before that one even gets to him on the snap.
Yeah, I don't know if he was drawn off, but the Rams players try to guess the snap count.
No tackle, defense. Still 3rd down.
They're trying to guess the snap count, and Kent Graham is outsmarting them right now. Instead of getting in the rhythm and calling on 1 and 2. He's going on 3 and 4, and he's making these guys jump off. It's too bad right there. Kent Graham didn't have a free play. It's very smart by Jimmy Jones after he jumped offside to grab a hold of Kent Graham and not give him a free play.
Let's try to listen to Kent Graham to see if he tries to draw this very aggressive defensive line offside once again with his count.
He gave that little hard count. They stay home this time. Oh, boy.
Nice completion over the middle to Frank Sanders, and Sanders gets all the way down to the 15-yard line for another first down before he's brought down by Keith Lyons.
Yeah, Frank Sanders really held on to this play, and this is clutch. Here's Frank Sanders in the slot right here. He comes up, man, runs a nice little pattern right here, and Kent Graham lays it in there right there. Lays it over the linebacker. Nice touch pass by Kent Graham. Sanders making a grab. That's a clutch play right there. Now they're in a great situation. It was 3rd and 20, offside, 3rd and 15. They take the first down up.
Each attempt, each completion adds to career highs for Kent Graham. Each yard through the air as well. A gift to Larry Sanders, who has some room up the middle, and Sanders gets it down to the 10-yard line, picks up 5.
Yeah, that play hasn't been working, and they keep going back to it. Maybe the Rams are starting to wear down a little bit.
11 minutes to go here in the contest, and the Cardinals a very crucial drive as Leslie O'Neal takes himself out of the game.
Leslie O'Neal is exhausted right now. He needs a break. This has been a long drive. They've had quite a few long drives. Leslie O'Neal is exhausted. He needs a couple plays off. Along with the rest of these guys, they run to the ball well, but they got to be a little dehydrated right now, a little tired.
The drive, 12 plays, 83 yards, closing in on 6 minutes. Off the clock.
The Cardinals must capitalize and put the ball in the end zone right now.
Graham from the shotgun, his previous career high passing was 165 yards last week in New Orleans. Mike barks the signals, and he throws to the far side, has his man complete. Larry Sanders again. Boy, he's caught a number of passes today. Sanders very close to first down yardage at the 5-yard line before he's brought down by Anthony Parker.
Now on Kent Graham on that one, he kind of telegraphed his pass a little bit, and he's lucky that wasn't picked off. He threw it hard enough where the guy couldn't close on it, but he's lucky the ball wasn't picked off. He's got to make a little more decisive decision and not give it away. He was telegraphed where he's throwing that ball that time.
Jim Fassel, his team deep in the red zone once again. They need a touchdown in the worst way, trailing by 14, and Eric Swan is into the game now.
Here it is. They want to take and punch the ball. I watched him practice, and they gave the ball to Eric Swan, and they let him lead through. Watch his play. He's leading on the play right there.
And nothing doing as the Rams recover quickly. Robert Jones and Roman Pfeiffer both in on the stop, holding Larry Sanders to virtually no gain on the play.
Here it is. Eric Swan on the lead play right here. He really hits his own guy. If he leads up through the hole, they got an easy first down. He blocked the wrong guy. He knocked his own guy out of the way. If he leads through the hole, they've got a walking first down there. Eric Swan, he knocked his own guy out of the way instead of running right through the hole where he's supposed to, and they got an easy walk through if he blocked the right person.
310 pounds going into the back of tight end Pat Carter on that play. Now they're going to measure to see how close they are for the first down and goal to go.
Eric, we seen him yesterday, Eric Swan. They're a little short. They've got to go for it. They have no choice.
Eric Swan coming out of the game now.
I'm sure the coach is telling him he's got to hit it one hole further. I'll probably run the set. I'd come back with the same play and just take it one hole further and let Eric Swan block the right guy.
And Eric Swan is back into the game and urging the fans to give him some support on 4th and inches from the 5-yard line.
Run this thing right behind Eric Swan. Do the same play, and it'll be a walking touchdown right here. In a different formation, they're going to try the other side right now.
And on the sneak, Graham's forward progress easily has the first down unless he gets a terrible spot.
You know, they line up, they switch the formation in the opposite way. But I asked Kent Graham about this. I said, you know, when he was with the Giants, Dan Reeves liked to do it with Elway. He liked to do it when he was with the Giants. Anytime you get in a half-yard situation, a quarterback should be able to wedge his way through. If the hole is not next to the guard, he'll take it off tackle. Let's watch Kent Graham right here. Actually, he takes it on the right side of the right tackle, as where no men were. He's 6'5". Here's Swan. He's, you know, they may be slanting his way. They could have ran in for a touchdown right there. They ran behind him, but they took the easy out right there with Ken Graham.
Safe play gives them first and goal to go. The ball on the 4, and we have whistles and a flag down on the play.
Offense.
Delay a game against Graham. This coming up will be the 16th play of the drive for Vince Tobin's offense.
And they keep coming back from these penalties. They've had some tough penalty situations. Here they are, 1st and 5. They get a penalty, knocking them back. These are crucial plays. These are crucial yards in the red zone, and they've got to put the ball in the end zone right now.
So on 1st down and goal, the ball from the 9-yard line.
This is tough to throw the ball here. Everything's packed in there real tight.
Larry Centers makes a nifty move, gets down to the 3-yard line before he is hit hard by Toby Wright and dragged down at the 3. Nifty footwork by Larry Centers.
Let's watch Roman Pfeiffer here. He misses the tackle. He's got him for no gain, and he misses the tackle on Larry Centers here. This is all the second effort right here. Let's watch Roman Pfeiffer right here. Let's watch him right here on the play. He comes up. He's got the play for no gain. Larry Centers just makes him miss. All second effort by Larry Centers right there. Brings him down to the 2-yard line.
Two receivers split to the left, and we had some movement on the right side of the Cardinals line, and another flag down on the play.
Number 80, offense. Still 2nd down.
So Pat Carter committing the goof there, starting a little bit early. 10th penalty against the Cardinals for 80 yards, all of them against the offense.
And these are so crucial in the red zone. These 5 yards mean so much to the offense. And they just keep putting themselves in a hole, and these penalties will kill you.
2nd and goal, the ball on the 7-yard line as now Ken Graham will work from the shotgun. The 3 receivers split to the far side. Graham gets it out there to the far side, and he has his completion, but Anthony Edwards is brought down immediately by Todd Light for very little gain, maybe a yard.
That's a sure tackle by Todd Light. He made a nice tackle on that play. But what happens is, when they get those 5 yards mean so much in his red zone because everything's packed in there. He's got to bullet the ball in there. It's tough to gain these yards in this situation. And they're in a very, very tough situation here, 3rd and 5. They got drilling in there right now. Look at the time of possession right here. Arizona's held in about 35 minutes. They've got to capitalize. This Ram defense is about to fold right here.
Hard to believe they are behind by 14 points. With that kind of advantage in time of possession, Graham still looking, goes to the end zone. A little bit high, is looking for Rob Moore, who was hit hard by Keith Lyle in the end zone. And Moore, who banged his knee a couple of possessions ago, is slow to get up there off the incompletion.
Yeah, you know, they're in the second and 2. They get a 5-yard penalty. They get drawn back. And this is just killing them right now. Rob Moore, you know, Ken Graham's trying to make something happen here. He tries to throw it back. It's just a little bit overthrown. He had to throw it there. Rob Moore really wasn't open on the play at all.
Moore, career high of 9 catches for 154 yards today. Has 7 catches for 131. Back with more in a moment. Clemons and Jim Burt back at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. Crucial play here. 4th down and goal to go. 6:23 to go in the game. And Arizona trailing by a couple of touchdowns. They need a big play, Jim.
And they've had the ball for 17 plays. They've held the ball in this game 35 minutes. They've got to make something happen for themselves right now.
4th and goal with the ball on the 5 as Kent Graham is in the shotgun. And Graham goes to the end zone. Touchdown. Larry Centers out of the backfield for the catch. And Arizona is back in it.
And Kent Graham took some hit. He held. He waited for Larry Centers to settle into the end zone. He sat right in there. Took the hit and delivered the ball. Big play right there. Here's Larry Centers right here. He's got to wait for him to settle into the zone. He's out of the picture right now. He'll come back in the picture, settle up in the little zone right there for the touchdown. Now, Kent Graham really had to hold on to the ball to let that pattern develop. That was a great play by Kent Graham. Larry Centers finding the hole in the zone.
Greg Davis attempting his 4th point after touchdown of the day, and Little low knuckleball on that one, but it goes through. It's good. And the Arizona Cardinals get back into it. They trail it by 7. They'll kick it to St. Louis when we come back.
Ladies, gentlemen.
Excitement is back at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe as the Arizona Cardinals get back into it behind the arm of that man, Kent Graham.
Kent Graham, 29 for 49, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns. He is on fire, and he is excited.
This man has added to some excitement today. Eddie Kennison back deep to the near side to receive the kick of Greg Davis. He just got his 3rd point after touchdown. This one bounces and could mean trouble for Kennison, who fields it, trying to direct traffic and gets it out across the 10 to the 14-yard line before he was brought down hard by Tito Paul. Now the rookie is going to try to lead his team back.
Here's the touchdown with Kent Graham. He just sits in there, centers.
Do you want the real truth about the leading candidate? The City Sentinel writes, this candidate has the biggest mouth.
Big deal. Tonight, 7, 6 Central.
Hi, I'm James Brown, and in case you missed it, this is what you would have seen on Fox NFL Sunday.
My life has suffered for football. My family has suffered. Everything has suffered because of my commitment to the team.
You're hurt by it.
Man, I am very hurt, Terry.
I will do whatever it takes to get on a team and play football.
The players think Jeff George is a selfish player. That's it, cut and dry.
Fox NFL Sunday next week. Check local listings.
We have got a good one here in Tempe, Arizona. St. Louis holding to a 7-point lead. Arizona has punched it into the end zone on a key 4th and goal. And now the defense urging this crowd on to give it to McCourt and to try to stop Tony Banks and the Rams and get the ball back for the offense. Banks to give to Lawrence Phillips, who has a nice hole off the left side. Phillips gets it up to the 17-yard line.
There's big mean Joe Green, big steel curtain guy. He gets instant respect when he came to this thing. In training camp, he got his defensive line together and said, hey guys, I'm still better than every one of you guys right now.
Who's going to argue with Mean Joe?
Mean Joe is a great player, boy. I love to watch those Steelers, that defense.
Eric Swan and the defense needs to get it done here on 2nd down and 4, or 2nd and 6 rather, from the 17-yard line. And to give again to Lawrence Phillips, and Phillips doesn't have much room off the left side. A host of Cardinals over there to bring him down. It'll force a 3rd and about 3 or 4 for the Rams.
Eric Hill came up big right there. He filled the hole. It was flat along line, no push. Eric Hill came up and made the stick. This is a big 3rd down conversion, more for the Cardinals to keep the momentum going, because that last drive took 10 minutes and 22 seconds off the clock. 19 plays for 93 yards. You think the Ram defense is a little tired right now? Well, if they have to go back on the field right now, it's going to be a tough situation for the Rams defense.
And on 3rd and 5, Tony Banks does not like what he sees on the defensive side of the football. Calls a timeout to talk it over with Rich Brooks and his coaches on the sideline. And the Rams in a crucial 3rd down play here.
Crucial just for one reason. The Ram defense needs a rest. They need to get a couple the Rams offense needs to get a couple first downs just to give the Rams defense a rest. They were on the field for 10 minutes and 22 seconds. That's a long time. And most of them were throws. So they're rushing a pass, and they're extremely tired right now.
All right, coming up on Fox tonight, following our game, the Sunday night movie, Once a Thief. Except on the West Coast, John Woo's Once a Thief, an explosive Fox original, tonight at 8 p.m., 7 Central Time. Eric Hill, the leading tackler on this Phoenix defense, came into the day with 53 stops on the year. He needs to come up with a big play here. And this game is presented by authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without written consent is prohibited. 3rd and 5. Big play for the...
They'll roll out. There it is.
Banks holding it. Gets it up short to 50, but short of the first down.
Short by about a yard. Now, that's exactly what I would have done. I would have rolled out Tony Banks. If nothing's there, let him run the ball. He's just a little bit short right there. The Cardinals came up big. That is a huge, huge stop for the Cardinals right there. They're going to get good field position, and it puts the Rams back on the field. Here it is. Here's the replay. Now Banks, he's going to run the ball, try to get the first down. That's a nice closure by Eric Hill. Stops him about a yard short.
And Sean Landetta needs to boom one. He's boomed plenty during his career. Two-time defending NFC punting champion. Will kick it deep to Marcus Dowdell, who's standing back at his 28-yard line.
Sean Landetta.
And a flag is down on the play.
See Sean Landetta back there, voted to the All-80s Decade team.
Still fourth down.
That's a point in honor. Now he needs to show how great he is right now. They need a big punt out of him right now to get them out of this field position deal they're in right now.
And this one is a big kick. It's going to come from about the 5 or 6 yard line for Landetta after the penalty against the offense or the kicking team on that play. And Dowdell now standing at his 35-yard line. And another flag down on the play. Mike Spurlock called for something on the near side of the field. Illegal motion.
Offense. Still fourth down.
Rams are losing their composure a little bit right here. Every 2 5-yard penalties in a row. Just setting up the Cardinals with a great field position.
Tommy Bennett pretty happy about the turn of events here. Now Landetta back in his own end zone. He'll hit it from just beyond his goal line, averaging 46 yards a kick on the day. And he'll need a big one. The return is on for Arizona. High kick coming down to Dowdell at his 38. And Dowdell wrapped up immediately there and brought down by Keith Crawford on that play. All right, now time for a McDonald's game break. Let's send it back to our Fox Television Center in Hollywood and James Brown. JB?
Eric and Jim, take a look at the kind of day Brett Favre is having. You know you're having a strong one when your fourth touchdown is this chuck pass there to Antonio Freeman. Green Bay all over him. Some of you will join that game, time permitting. Take you back to Arizona. Eric Clemons and Jim Burt.
That's your guy, Eric. He's doing well right now. Throwing his side out a little bit. But you've seen your position as Sean Landetta putting him down there.
First down for Kent Graham, and on the draw play it goes to Larry Sanders.
You can see now.
All right, let's wrap this one up, or summarize at least so far. Eddie Kennison, special teams and receiving the ball, a big day for him. A big day for the Rams offense led by the rookie Tony Banks, as Isaac Bruce has a couple of touchdowns, and Kent Graham a huge day in his second start of the season at quarterback for Arizona. And Graham back to throw again, gets it to Larry Centers, and Centers hit hard out of bounds by Toby Wright. After a short pickup on the play, it'll set up third down and about 4 yards to go.
That's another big situation for the Cardinals. They keep the momentum going. They've got a very, very tired defense for the Rams. They need to convert this first down. I know I'm being a little redundant with this, but this is key right here.
Larry Sanders has been an awesome weapon out of the backfield. He's caught a slew of passes so far in the game. 2 receivers split to the near side, making 3 receivers split to the near side for Arizona. And Graham to put it upstairs again. Goes over the middle, or on a slant pattern rather, to the far side, and Rob Moore draws a flag. Let's see if it's against the Rams on this play. Keith Lyle and Todd Light were both there for coverage, and we get a flag.
Pass interference, 41, defense, first down.
Todd Light on the pass interference. You know, I don't understand the play calling there. You've got a crucial situation, 3rd and 3. Why throw it downfield like that? Why not just get the first down and move the chains and go on? They're very fortunate. Todd Light had pass interference on that play and gives them another first down.
DeMarco Farr limping off the field a little bit. It's a crucial loss in this situation when the Rams defensive line needs to get some heat on the quarterback. Farr, easily one of the quicker defensive tackles in the league, had to leave. Chuck Osborne coming in to replace him. And Graham from the shotgun on the shovel. Gets it to Larry Centers. Has a lane up the middle, and Centers gets near the first down at the 33-yard line. He does have a first down after a pickup of 11.
Yeah, a little shuffle pass by Ken Graham. They're mixing it up well right now. Just a little shuffle pass to Larry Centers. Takes it right up the middle. That seems to be where they're getting most of the yards. Here's the replay right here. Just a little shuffle pass. He takes it right in the middle. Nice little lane right here for the first down. Larry Centers is keeping him involved, him and Rob Moore, and that's why the offense is moving the way they're moving.
So another first down for Arizona. As we wind down toward the 2-minute warning on the St. Louis 32. Graham to put it up again and has Larry Centers again. Nice spin move. Centers down inside the 25. Stretches it forward to close to the first down at the 22-yard line.
Let's go back to the last play and watch the block of Frank Sanders here. Frank Sanders right at the top of the screen here. Watch the block he makes to spring Sanders right here. Bam! Flattens him. That's called a pancake. That's what you need. You got wide receivers. You got wide receivers blocking for your running back. It's a total team right there. And that's why they're moving the ball the way they are right now.
And Kent Graham comes to the sideline as we reach the 2-minute warning. Arizona in great shape. The march continues from the 24 when we come back.
Listen up. This year we got to be a little more politically correct with the team prayer. Hit it, Padre. Let us take this moment to look inside and reflect on our good fortune. Amen. All right, Rabbi, let's go.
And may victory be with you.
Come on, Chairman, let's move. That was very touching. Come on, Bhagwan.
Not going anywhere for a while?
Stay in line, no pushing. Next.
Grab a Snickers.
Come on, Tibbet Monk, we got a football game to go here.
Our prayers for you.
This is the locker room, and that's Neil Smith. We like him when he's good and mean, but we get his mother-in-law to call him collect before each game without using 1-800-COLLECT. She's got some nerve, Neil. 1-800-COLLECT could have saved him up to 44%. Hey, Neil, she did it to you again. 1-800-COLLECT. Save the people you call up to 44%.
You've been waiting all summer for the season premiere of The X-Files. This Friday, the wait is over. The X-Files season premiere, Friday.
Isaac Bruce is one of the fastest guys in the NFL. But his speed, it's deceptive. To really get a sense for how fast he is, you got to see it in person. You think that's something? You should be here when he runs by the cheerleaders.
Fox NFL Sunday. The Niners take on the Rams next week.
Eric Clemons and Jim Burt back at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, and the Arizona Cardinals on the march once again, trying to get in position to tie this one up. Ball resting close to the 23-yard line of St. Louis. Second down and very short. After the 13th catch of the game by Larry Centers. Second and 1. Off the play fake, Grant. Still looking, comes near side of LeShon Johnson, and Johnson tries to get away from a tackle and does, gets it down to close to the 20-yard line. That'll be another first down.
But I tell you, he threw it short, but let me tell you something. Larry Centers is wide open in the middle of the field. He throws it for a touchdown right there.
And following our football coverage, the Fox Sunday Night Movie. John Woo, the director of the Fox box office smash Broken Arrow, brings a world premiere motion picture, Once a Thief, tonight at 8/7 Central Time.
Last play, Larry Centers right up the seam, wide open.
Hammond on the give to Centers from the shotgun formation. Centers does not have much room on that one at all. He might have lost a half yard on that play. We'll set up second and long.
Kevin Carter again. He's really getting in the mix. Thinking he's kneeling on it. He's on his knee. He's going out right now, but he's playing a good game. They're stuffing him pretty good in a row, but they cannot stop their passing game right now. I would just keep going with that pass.
Timeout being called with 1:20 to go in the game as Kent Graham checking with Jim Fassel, Boomer Esiason in the brass on his side of the field, getting the call on 2nd down and 10.
You see Coach Brooks over on the sidelines talking to the referee. He's trying to get a late call from somewhere. I think he may be thinking there's a pick somewhere, but it looks pretty legit to me so far. They're running the Panthers. There doesn't seem to be too much of that going on.
Today's game is being produced by Keith Pelly and directed by Michael Frank. Studio is produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Doran and David Hill. There's Keith Carter getting much-needed water on the sidelines. Nearly 100 degrees down on the field at kickoff today. And a little movement. Looks like Duval Love on the left side of the Cardinals offensive line. Another crucial penalty at a crucial time against Phoenix.
This is the only thing right now that I see to stop Phoenix is penalties. And they seem to get a penalty every single time they're down in this situation. And Kent Graham, with his arm, has been bailing him out. Now, they've got to convert, like we've been saying all along. Got a minute 20 left. These are tough yards to give up right now.
2nd and 16, Graham is faced with 53 attempts for Graham today. The last Cardinal player to make more than 50 attempts, Steve Berline of San Francisco back in 1993. Graham off the play fake, looking deep over the middle, and he was looking for Rob Moore. And Rob Moore reached up with the left hand, couldn't come down with it. Jeremy Lincoln on the coverage.
He was open. Rob Moore was open. Here it is. Rob Moore running like a little smooth pattern, just an in pattern right here. He's been open all day in this pattern. He's open briefly. The ball's overthrown.
So that'll set up a 3rd down and 16 to go. And, of course, at this mark of the game, this is 2-down territory for Kent Graham and the Cardinal offense. With a minute 17 left and down by 7. Graham from the shotgun. Swings it down to the 20-yard line, and he has his receiver, Rob Moore. And Moore picking up about 6 yards on the play, and that'll set up a 4th down and close to 9 or 10 yards to go for a fresh set, and Arizona burns another timeout with a minute 6 to go.
Yeah, they're in 4th down situation right there. They want to get in a situation where they're 4th and 10, you know, not in a real long yard situation. They knew they were going for a 4th down. They tried to pick up a little bit more than that, but that was a great tackle by Roman Pfeiffer. He stopped him as soon as he caught the ball.
And DeMarco Farr has returned to the game. He limped off a little bit earlier. Everybody trying to catch a breather in this tremendous heat here in Arizona. Feels kind of like an Arizona summer day today instead of a fall day.
And the difference in this game, Eric, special teams. That punt return is the difference in this game. You see the Cardinals are basically dominating the game right now. 2 blown coverages on defense, and the punt return, that's the difference in the game right now.
On 4th down conversions today, the Cardinals are 2 for 2, including a touchdown. Graham has to come up with something here on 4th and 8, and get some movement on the line.
Great play.
And Graham over the middle has his receiver, Frank Sanders, and Sanders has a first down. Inside the 10 to the 8-yard line, and let's see what the flags are. Did they jump off or were they thrown off?
They jumped off. Kent Graham has got it down. He's calling a snap count at 3 and 4 and really changing up on him.
Offside. Defense.
Yeah.
It's declined. First down.
So today, the Cardinals 3 for 3 on 4th down situation.
You can see Kent Graham with the hard count really snapping his head. He's way off. He's got a free play here, and he gets him outside. That's a perfect opportunity. He told me this last night when I talked to him. He said, hey, on crucial situations, these guys are anxious to get off the ball. They're pinning your ears back. I can get them offside.
This has got to be driving the Rams coaches crazy. 2nd straight week, the Rams defensive line has been jumping. Larry Centers breaking tackles at the point of attack. Gets it down inside the 2 to close to the 1-yard line.
Larry Centers does it all himself. It looks like it's clogged up. It looks like he's tackled. He takes it right down, right to the safeties. The safeties are making all the tackles right now. Takes it down to the 1-yard line. Those are crucial yards. Those are tough yards to gain. Larry Centers, our second effort, does it all himself. You're watching the replay here. It's clogged up in the middle here. He just puts his hand on the ground and just keeps running. Larry Centers with the second effort.
On 1st and goal, Swan is back in. He's in the up back position in the eye. And a mess up there on the exchange, and they're lucky they held on to it. And everybody was met back in the backfield by Robert Jones.
Eric Swan went the wrong way and ran right into Kent Graham.
Arizona burns its final timeout of the game with 15 seconds left.
Here's Eric Swan. He runs right into the quarterback, running the wrong way here. Watch him. He runs into Kent Graham right here. Boy, that's a tough play right there. You know, he's not used to being a fullback right here. You're going to see him running right into Kent Graham. Not really sure where he's going. And I don't know if that play was going to work anyway. Robert Jones is in like a flash, like no one blocked him.
And they're lucky to have avoided disaster on that play because Robert Jones was back there and Swan had hit his quarterback first, running the wrong way, and then Robert Jones meets him and the ball carrier right in the backfield.
But we're under 1 yard and a half yard line. Kent Graham, 6'5", 240 pounds. We talked about it before. Let's just run the quarterback sneak. He's strong enough to run it. Why take the risk of even handing the ball off? Let him sneak the ball in and push it in. Instead, they try to run the ball and you see what happens.
They've been much more successful with Graham putting it in the air today with 15 seconds left and no timeout. He's going to do it again. Inside touchdown. Frankie Sanders. Kent Graham throws a bullet, and the Cardinals in position to tie.
They went after Anthony Parker again, and Kent Graham, I'll tell you what he's done today. He showed the whole NFL today that he can play, and he can play at a high level. He's throwing the ball in there, crucial situations. This whole second half, he's had situations, backed up penalties, fourth down situations, delivers the ball. Frank Sanders makes a nice catch there from the back. Frank Sanders being a second-year guy, he goes hard on every play, and we're happy for a guy like that who gives the type of effort he does. You've seen him throw the block earlier on in the drive.
Kent Graham engineering 2 long marches, and the Arizona Cardinals come from 14 down in the fourth quarter to tie it up. And some extracurricular activity going on there. Carlos Jenkins trying to get at someone on the bottom of the pile, and we do have a flag down.
I'm surprised that this is happening right now. The Rams are exhausted. These must be a couple guys on the sidelines that haven't been there on defense. They're coming in on field because they do not have enough energy right now to fight the guys who are just on defense.
The extra point is put up and through by Greg Davis. Now as they sort it out, let's get the call. Tie score with 11 seconds to go. Personal foul against the Rams on that play.
Eric, I don't know if it's me, but the only thing that can stop the Cardinals on offense is themselves. I mean, the penalties they've had, and they've overcome them in the second half, but it doesn't look like the Rams can even slow them down in the passing game.
And Kent Graham has been back to throw it a lot. He has put it upstairs and engineered 2 lengthy drives here in the fourth quarter to put his Cardinals into a tie ball game with St. Louis at 28-28. 11 seconds to go.
Kent Graham with a career day right here today. And this is exactly what this team needed. This could give them a springboard for the rest of the season to come back like this. This is a heck of a comeback. 21-7, coming back and tying up 28-28.
Roughing the kicker on the defense, number 80. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. The extra point is good.
This is an interesting situation right here. Wow.
Looked like Keith Crawford came sprinting in. Or maybe it was Isaac Bruce. It was Isaac Bruce.
It was Isaac Bruce who came
sprinting in from the corner.
Well, that's a mistake he made, but he was trying to make a play. He was going full speed, and it was just an unfortunate thing right there. Now, this is an interesting situation right here. They got the ball on the 45-yard line. Do you try a little pooch kick? You see there's an open part of the field right there. Knock it over the front line and try to recover it. You've got nothing to lose, really. If you recover it, you kick the field goal, you win the game. I wouldn't kick this deep. I would try a little, knock the ball up high, make a guy call a fair catch right here.
J.T. Thomas is back deep, and that's exactly what the Cardinals expect.
There's 11 seconds left, and the only one that can do it is the Cardinals right now.
8 players standing between only 45 and 30.
There it is. It's open there.
And it is picked up on the far side of the field at about the 23-yard line. So with 6 seconds to go in the game, St. Louis will take over with Tony Banks, and will he go for it all on a Hail Mary kind of pass?
Here, let's watch Frank Sanders right here. He's on the inside right here. Watch him just run a little out pattern, and he makes a nice catch from behind. Pushes off a little bit, but he gets away with it. Catches the ball. Nice catch. Ball was thrown behind him a little bit, but a nice catch. Fourth down conversion, touchdown, ties it up 28-28. Frank Sanders, second-year guy out of Auburn.
And two receivers split to the near side for Tony Banks, who's going to go for it all on the Hail Mary. Ball stripped away from him. Fumble still loose. And I believe the Rams have it.
Time's out.
Ball game is over for now, but we're going to go overtime because we've got a tie score. Simeon Rice was the first one back there to strip it.
I'm shocked. I'm really shocked that they didn't fall on the ball in the first place. They're down on the 20-yard line. I don't know what the heck they were doing. I don't know if he's got that strong around to throw it 80 yards, but they were very fortunate that they didn't turn that ball over because the Cardinals could easily kick that field goal.
So we have to withstand the heat for a little bit longer as we're going to head overtime with this one tied up at 28 apiece. Been hot pretty much since the beginning. Temperatures over 90 degrees at kickoff and over 100 degrees down there on the field.
And I would think it's the last thing the Rams defense wants is overtime. They have probably lost, some of those linemen probably lost 15 to 17 pounds. Look at this day. Keith Kent Cram, 36 for 57, 361 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's a career day right there. Kent Cram, you know, this kid has waited his time, his 5th year in the league right now. He's waited his time. He's with the Giants. Last year he sat out the whole year with Detroit. He's come back, and he's had a great 2 games.
Like I tell, head. Call it while from here. He calls head, it's a tail. They want the ball.
So, St. Louis got the call, lost the toss. Robert Jones losing it, so Arizona will receive the kickoff as we begin overtime when we return here to Tempe, Arizona in just a moment. We're all tied up at 28-28 in the barn burner.
Silver bullet with shipped coal to tap the clean taste of the Rockies. Good boy. The new Coors Light wide mouth can is here with a giant opening for a smoother pour.
Hey, she says nice pants. There's a nice boy.
Darker stonewashed khakis.
We're about to open the overtime frame with St. Louis kicking off to Arizona, and the Cardinal fans here at Sun Devil Stadium hoping to silence the Lambs.
Well, we have seen some game, haven't we, Eric? This has been back and forth.
Talk about a defense coming through. How about Kent Cram's defense limiting the Rams in the second half?
And they came up big. You know, the turning point for the Rams, they got the ball. The Rams got the ball on the 29-yard line of the Cardinals, and they stopped them, made them punt the ball. After that, the Cardinal offense just wiped them out.
Low Miller kicks this one. It's going to land deep into the end zone, and Leland McElroy will down it 9 yards deep. Now let's go back to our Fox Television Center in Hollywood for a baseball update. JB?
Eric, yesterday it was Tony Gwynn. Today it was his brother Chris Gwynn. 2-run double. That was the game winner as the Padres go on to win the National League West. They will now face the St. Louis Cardinals. On Fox, postseason coverage starting Wednesday. We'll bring you the Rangers and the Yankees in the American League. And on Thursday, it'll be the Braves and the Dodgers. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Back to Eric and Jim.
JB, thank you very much. Overtime here at Tempe, Arizona, Sun Devil Stadium. And the Cardinals red hot in the fourth quarter with 2 long touchdown marches. Open it up, and Graham to the air. Has his man. Rob Moore trying to spin off a tackle, and Todd Light holds onto a leg for dear life, and a pickup of 7 or 8 on that play.
Boy, he really did hold on for dear life because Rob Moore had a touchdown there. If he doesn't hang on to his ankle, he was holding on for dear life, and that was a great open field tackle by Todd Light.
Tonight on Fox at the Movies, John Woo, the director of the box office smash, I want to say, Broken Arrow, brings a world premiere picture to Fox John Woo's Once a Thief. That's coming up tonight after football. And here is LeShon Johnson. Gets to the corner. And he gets some room as well. Cuts it back to the near side across the 50. LeShon Johnson has a man to beat. LeShon Johnson all the way inside the 10.
And he broke about 3 tackles. We've been waiting for this all game. He finally breaks it at a very crucial time. Jeremy Lincoln on the hustle runs him down. But LeShon Johnson, we were waiting for that the whole day. They kept plugging. Here's the replay. It's just a little off-tackle play. They look like they bottle up pretty well, but he breaks 2 tackles right there, breaks it out. He's great in the open field. Another missed tackle, and he's great in the open field. He takes it right across the field, and this is some hustle here by Jeremy Lincoln. He runs him down and saves the touchdown. Look at the speed. Look at him turn this on and make his cutting back there. He's best in the open field.
And the give this time up the middle, and we got a flag on the play as Arizona looking like it's just trying to set up Greg Davis for a chippy field goal. But let's see what the call is. Frank Sanders kind of shrugging his shoulders. He doesn't know.
I know they don't want to make any mistakes, but I like to keep the quarterback. I like to keep the things rolling. I don't know about kicking right now. You can put it in the end zone. I'm not saying put it in the air.
12 men on the field on the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty.
66-yard run for LeShon Johnson on that play, and Greg Davis has come onto the field to try to end this one quickly. After the huge play by LeShon Johnson of 66 yards, we've got it deep in St. Louis territory, and Greg Davis is going to try to send these Arizona fans home happy with a field goal attempt. What looks like it'll be about 27 yards from where he's standing right now.
I'd like to see him run another play and get the ball right in the middle of the field for him, for the kicker.
They're going to go from the 8.
He's got a little bit of the hash mark right now, but this should be a chip shot for him right here. You never know.
Davis, perfect from this distance this year. And perfect again, but we have flags down on the play. Flags down on the play.
Offside. Defense. It's declined. Field goal was good.
Good. That's it. 31-28.